Skinny Shed Garage, same thing. Make sure, let's see, live comments. Okay, there we go. Don't want to miss anybody's fantastic, supportive comments, do I? No, never miss somebody's supportive comments, right? Because everybody on the internet is going to have fantastic comments. Let's hope, come on. Support each other, right? All right, I got to pull some things off the board. Okay, maybe you guys want some light there. Oh, that's right. Oh, you got to pull some things off the board, throw them to the side, skin some animals, and throw some more stuff on the board. Well, bear with me. Bear with me. Ow, it's heavy. A board full of rats. Like I said, a board full of rats. And I got 1, 2, 3 rats to do and a new shred of skin today. On the live. Whew. So come hang out. Let me turn the other light on in case that light dies. Okay. Oh yeah. Shameless promotion, folks. 32 ounces of fish oil, shellfish oil I should say, $5 shipping, $15 for 32 ounces, shetraps.com, check it out. Yeah, 32 ounces of shellfish oil. Normally for 4 or 5 ounces you're paying $15. That's $15 or 32 ounces, $4 max shipping. So shetraps.com, don't forget it. And I forgot to grab the Vivo wallet to show y'all, but that's in the house. Gonna take some animals off the board, put them down, so I have some cats to do, other animals to put on. It's gonna be a long live today, guys. Hang out, chat. I promise I don't bite. I don't have anything negative to say about y'all. I'm super supportive of y'all. I have nothing but love and appreciation for y'all, and I'm pushing the outdoors for you guys to get y'all out there to have some fun, right? It's my goal. My main goal. Get women in the outdoors. Support women in the outdoors. And get people and kids in the outdoors. And support kids and women in the outdoors and men. That's my goal in life. Get out there and enjoy some of the stuff I enjoy growing up. If you're doing that, that's all I ask. So I need my tack box here. I don't know, maybe you can see. Oh, this is hard because that's what happens if I push the camera too much. That's what I mean. It's a little difficult. I'm going to sit here, take these off the board, throw them in my tack box and show them as they come off. These are garment market or craft market, whatever you want to call it. Rats. Here. I'm going to be skinning in this video too. I have nothing else to do. Already checked my line today. One of my latest videos, my brother did a set, was not happy with it, redid the whole set. Go over there today and there's a dead rat in there, or nutria in there caught by the foot. I left it the other way, wouldn't have got caught. So sometimes if you doubt somebody's set, you're working together, and instead of getting pissed and frustrated about it and getting all mad, just go in there and reset it, because at the end of the day it paid off. Also, when I was resetting that set, you'll see it coming out around March 15th, but I went in there to reset that set and found a bunch of loose sticks, bunch of loose debris that would have been into the trap if it fired, and the animal would have got away and would not have been caught by his back foot. So if you think somebody else is doing something wrong, it's worth checking. Be nice about it. Just like, hey, I'm going to go in there and check it, see if there's some things that may impede the trap, jaws, or anything like that. Well, there was. Because I know they're in it to help me enjoy the outdoors, but here's the thing. They aren't invested in the success like I am. So I had to learn, just let them do their thing, ask them, hey, can I go in there and check it? Went in there, checked it, redid the whole set, and today we had an animal, I'll show you right now. Nutria. As you can see, his nails are absolutely extended by this 100 foot. And yeah, if I didn't redo the set, he would not have been caught by the foot. He would not have been there. And that 1.5 inch stick by that big that would have been in the jaws that I removed was big enough that he could have slipped his foot out and it would have been gone. So always check the front of your trap. Anyway, if the water's moving through a set, check above it. Because there may be something leaning against it they may not see. There may be some loose debris out the side that's going to flow into it. Since I cleared that, I have this animal. If I didn't clear that, this one would have been gone. So make sure you clear the above your traps and where the water's flowing, because you don't want shit to flow in there and impede the traps and animals to get away. That's a good lesson for the day. And if I did, like I said, if I didn't go in there and reset my brother's set, all that debris would have been in the trap, then ammo would have got away. Worth double checking people's sets. Round number one, or craft market number one, off the board. Go on to the next one here, pull off. W2 trap must be Gavin, eh? What my guess is, or someone else. What are you doing? Today I'm going to take some animals off the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off the board. 6 was just off. And then I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 rats to do. Well, 3 rats in Nutria I'm going to skin. All going to be on live. I have nothing else to do. So I just decided to bring it to you all. Why keep it to myself and just be a loner when I can enjoy some time with my favorite people and my supporters on my YouTube? I'm a people pleaser. I love making people happy. I like making people smile. My goal in life is to make people happy, not to see people hurt. Stuff like that, you know? That stuff makes my heart happy. When I see somebody smile, they catch their first fish or something, hold their first fish up, I smile. I'm like, congratulations, man, you now know what it's like when I caught my first one, and the excitement just flows through your body. That's this experience I want to pass on to others. Like I said, I'm a people pleaser. I want to make people happy, and I don't like when people hurt. That makes me sad. So to be a people pleaser, you want to make sure you pass on what you know and help others. The rats look good, that's right. So I took some pictures today, you know, and yeah, they filled out their RBG 220, but, you know, there may have been a little bit of photo manipulation that people just don't know, but those rats, let me tell you something. I posted a picture of my rat and said, this is just a normal Oregon rat. And they're like, man, that is a giant rat. I said, seems pretty normal for out here. It filled up with a 7-inch trap. Its body was covering the whole entire trap. So, I mean, that's, you know, maybe they are big, but for out here, they're all right. They're not, you know, they are what they are. But the last couple checks, every single time I've had something. Today, I had 2 animals instead of 1. A couple videos you're going to see come out in March. I post 1, you know, I have 1. Not today, good old double. And one of the sets I reconstructed that my brother put together that I didn't like. There's another one, good heavy fur, big old guys, you know, not that bad. I get them tanned, throw them on eBay. I'll tell you a secret. They may not sell fast, but I throw them on there for $35 tanned, and then I throw $15 shipping, right? And they usually sell, right? If I'm doing regular ones, I'd take $2, $3 off and lower the shipping because I have more of them. And they sell that price, so you can sit there and mass sell your stuff for low profit, or you can sit there and meticulously sell it and make a lot of money, and that's the way I do it. I have nothing else to do. Once I put them on there, I just throw them aside and wait till somebody buys them, ship them. That's it. With tin pelts, with 10 sold tan pelts, I'm making a switch with people made it with 100 pelts that they sing green. If they just tan them and sold them, they would make the same money. But they don't want to put the work in, and I'm not in a rush to sell them and make money. So, I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to capitalize on the market and make the money that I want to make. I never started doing this to make money. Then I just realized, you know, why not? I know people are going to come along. Whether they know about the trapping or not, they're going to be like, man, I live in the city. I have no way to sit there and go out and trap these animals. That's not my lifestyle, but I would love to have it sitting on my mantle, on my coffee table. Let me go on eBay, you know, blah, 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 you know, how your word things matters. They'll go through, this one looks damaged, this one's undamaged, that one's, you know, there's damaged one, undamaged one. Look at the damaged one, well, you know, it's cheaper, all this stuff, fur's kind of wonky. Look at mine. Thick fur, winter caught, professionally tanned. They're going to spend that money on mine every time. So I'm going to put the effort into selling it, to put the effort into writing it up so it sounds good, and I'm going to do everything I can to sell that product. Because if we're going to sell product for expensive, we've got to be equally good salesmen. I'll tell you that right now. A lot of these people out there, yeah, that catch thousands of rats, I don't expect them to do it this way, obviously. But if you have a few rats and you want to make some money, you need to be a good salesman, and you need to be able to sell a product and word it so it's appealing to people when they look at it, right? I'll tell you right now, Nutria, there's some random Nutria on there, $120 tanned. Only ones are on eBay, $120 tanned. And they were damaged at $120 tanned. Mine are undamaged, professionally tanned, thick fur in a more northern state of the United States. and I put mine for 100, 20 shipping, right? Or $10 shipping, depending on what, I adjust mine based off theirs and I keep mine cheaper. At the end of the day, are they going to spend $20 more on a product that's damaged, or are they going to buy the undamaged one and go a little cheaper? That's where I'm cornering that guy on the market. And then they'll buy mine versus his. That's being using strategy to outsell the guy. Well, you may think Nutri aren't worth much, but start looking around at what they're selling for, and there's only ones on the market that are the $120 ones. You put yours up a little cheaper, tell you what, you're going to sell them. These people often talk about, hey, there's no market out there. I'm like, did you try looking? Did you try, got to be smart about where you look. If you try to sell your pelts to the trapping market, they know what's going on. They won't buy that stuff for that price. You got to outsmart the people that may not know, but have the value in it that they want the product. Because otherwise they can't get it, right? When somebody can just get anyone they want, any way they want, there's less, they don't need it as bad as another person would, right? How important is an undamaged muskrat to somebody versus a damaged one that may not have as high quality, right? If somebody is willing to spend a little more for a good quality one that's undamaged, no holes, no bullet holes, none of that, no trap marks, they're going to pay a premium price for it, especially when you have good quality, professionals, right in the title, professionally tanned. So that's why, they're going to buy mine. You got it, like I said, going to sell something, you got to be smart. So I had a rangefinder. We found it on the golf course. Well, brand new. I had it for $120 about a week ago. And nobody was interested in it. So I bumped it up to $150 that night. This is a salesman pitch. Watch. I bumped it up to $150 that night. $20 shipping. That guy comes in and I'll say, look, someone's interested. I'm going to send him a deal. It was set for $120. I'm going to give it to him $115 plus shipping. Well, when he saw it was $150, he didn't realize it was $120 before. So I gave him $5 off actually the price that I wanted to sell it for, but it looks like I gave him a huge deal. He ended up buying it, and I sold it to him. Right? You got to be smart. You can jump around the prices and send deals out, and that's how you sell it to people and make the money you want to make, but at the same time, giving them a decent deal. Swindling, salesman, whatever you want to call it. You got to be smart about how you sell stuff, right? Because it makes a difference. That guy just didn't happen to come in there after I adjusted. Didn't know it was coming. I just adjusted it and was like, taxes, inflation, it's 2024, new year, I'm going to put my stuff up a bit. Well, and it's a golf rangefinder. Not a lot of people golf in the wintertime, anywhere maybe besides Florida. So the market was small, so I lowered the price. Starting to warm up, people are going to start golfing, I raised the price. Well, that guy also, I saw someone interested, I gave him $5 off the original price that I was going to sell for in the winter, and he sold it. That's how you sell stuff and make the money you want to make, and while still giving the guy a deal that he otherwise wouldn't have gotten in a couple months. And since my dad works at a golf course, right, when people lose them and just drop them and, he puts them in the lost fountain and they don't pick them up, he brings them home and I sell them on eBay and make money off it. You got to be smart about how you make money. I may not actually work for a living right now, but I have income based off the furs, selling stuff, right? So I have money coming in. But, you got to be smart about how you do it. Just because you don't have a job doesn't mean you can't make money. And make somewhat sustainable money. Now, the huge part of this is I do live at home, but, that takes a lot of bills off and stuff. But with the situation I'm in, I'm still making enough money to survive and buy food and do all the other stuff I want. Colin, that was 3.5 pounds juice than Dan says. These are nowhere near that, but when I take my trap pictures and all this stuff, people look at them like, man, that's huge, but it's because they sat there and they flattened out, so it looks like they're giant, but they're really not. But, 2 pounds, maybe. The biggest I caught this year is 3 pounds, so, yeah, they look big in the traps. Especially when everybody's running like a little what are they? Little 4.5 inch, little 4.5 inch 110s, 120s, and then I'm running a 7-inch trap, and that animal's sitting in there, and the trap's as big as my hand, right? And the whole animal's body is covering the whole entire trap. They look big. And you guys will see that mark on the videos where I have the nutria or the beaver or the muskrat. That stuff is going to be coming out. It's just a matter of, I'm trying not to overload you guys with uploads, right? If I upload every day, I feel like I'm going to start annoying you. So I try to upload every couple days. And then if I find something like a trail camera photo comes in, or a video comes in with the bobcat reacting to the cage, I'll upload that in between. Something short, 15 seconds, something that's not going to drive you nuts. There's another one. Pretty thick fur back here. Look at that, real thick fur, real good undercoat. Pretty good stuff. That's a big one. Size of my head versus that is pretty big. Mine was in the Duke 220, exactly. For a long time, I've preached 220s, right, for rats, because my rats are pretty big here. And I put a trail camera on this year, and a lot of them I realized were getting through it, but I'm still whacking the big ones. So even though they're getting through, I'm still whacking them. Is it an ideal trap? Absolutely not. Will it work? Yeah. And when I have to run into a potential nutria, beaver, or something big that you need at least a 220 to kill them, I'm going to use the 220s. Now, if I wasn't going to run into a otter, a beaver, or a big nutria, I'll be running 160s. I don't need that much killing power for something that small. But if something big does go in there, I need to be able to kill it humanely and ethically. Right? That's why you see me run premium traps. How fast? Some of them, my traps that I buy, are certified to kill an animal in a certain amount of time in Canada. They don't have that in the U.S. But for the animal, respect for the animal, they got to die in a certain amount of time, right? Now, if I was doing something like Iowa Trappers doing, running thousands of traps, I'm not spending $30 a trap, or whatever it is nowadays. I'm going to buy the Dukes and run with them, because they're just as good. You may not catch them by the tail, but you're going to catch just as many just fine. Because you're running so many traps, and you wouldn't want to buy 1,000 Belials and just blow all your money. That's not ethical and smart. Since I run a small line, I can afford premium traps. If I didn't run a small line, I would not be running any of the top brands, and they'd all be Duke. Every single one of them. I would not pick up a Bridger unless it was maybe a foothold. The rest of them would all be Dukes. So I preached that when I first started out, but people still get frustrated. Like, well, you're preaching premium, you have all this money. No, I don't have all the money. When I get some money, I strategically spend it on the premium stuff, so that way I have it. I never have to buy it again down the road. Maybe a new trigger here, maybe a new trigger there, maybe a new spring, but I never have to sit there and just constantly buy new equipment. So I buy it once and be done. Maintenance, that's obvious, but the rest you don't have to worry about. I come across like I have a lot of money, but I'll tell you right now, I don't. My family does. My family's pretty well off, but not me. There's another one. Not bad. It'll get tanned, it'll look fine, Some of this stuff is just from rubbing, a little bit of fat, a little bit of saddle, scrape, nothing real bad, real thick fur. Pretty good for, the state above me is Washington, then you're into Canada, so once you hit Canada, you're almost, I'm driving, let's put it this way, I'm 16 hours from hitting British Columbia, Canada. So I'm not far, but there is a state between me. So I'm pretty far north for having nutria and all these animals. So the fur's going to be pretty dang thick up here. I'll tell you right now, my nutria is going to have thicker fur than Louisiana is, because Louisiana is so cold. We got to 14 degrees this year, and I was pretty dang sure all the nutria were dead, but they did not. A week later, here they come swimming out. So it gets pretty dang cold here occasionally. So I don't even need to look at Louisiana nutria to know that our fur is probably going to be a bit thicker, because they have to deal with the weather. So that's kind of why my price is sometimes a little higher on certain things, because are you going to buy something from down south where it's going to be, maybe thinner fur, it's going to be so warm that if they have too much fur, it's no good for them, they'll die. Or stores up here where they have to fight the cold, and they have to put on the fur to survive, right? And that's where I corner my market a little bit with my prices and push my product as a northern, thicker fur, professionally tanned product. And that's how I sell them for a bit more money. Now, if I live in the south, down south, would I be? No, my price would be pretty cheap, because I can't get away with a premium northern fur at that point, right? So you got to be careful with how you sell them, but you got to be truthful too, right? And when you do round rats like I'm doing now, I have not found a specific rule on what's an XL, what's a medium, what's not. So you kind of get away with, well, mine can be an XL, right? because there's no real no guidance, but they're big for here. So technically, I can get away with it. But now if you case skin them, there's a guide to how big they need to be. So you need to follow those guidelines. So you need to be a salesman, you need to be smart about that stuff. And part of that is manipulating the market a bit, but also being willing to be patient to sell your fur for the price you want to sell it for. Don't fall into selling it cheap because everybody else is. Know what kind of fur you have, know the quality of fur you have, and push that product as what it is. We have some huge nutrient. Yeah, you guys do. Big. There's a dude going around, it's a funny story, dude going around swearing up and down the board, all over the internet, saying he caught a 40-pound nutria, biggest nutria he's ever seen. This is like northern states, biggest he's ever seen. He said, I got a biologist to look at. I'm like, can you put it on the scale? Can I see it? That's what I was thinking, right? But dude was swearing up and down the internet. Don't know who it was. Not saying this guy's wrong at all, but all the professional travelers out there that travel all over the country, and they've studied all the different things. I said that's very unlikely unless you caught something that was a domesticated nutria that was fed a lot and then released and you killed it. That is like the only way that it would happen if you fatten that nutria up and let it go, and then you happen to catch it. You can look at domestic animals versus wild animals, like raccoon. Domestic raccoons can get huge. Wild raccoons don't live long enough and don't eat enough to get that big. But if you caught a domestic nutria that was fed all this stuff, got real big, and you overfed it, there's a chance it was that big. But in the wild, I don't think so. Because I don't think you would have even been able to make it that big or that long of life without being killed by something or lack of food or whatever, or cold, anything. That stuff happens like in controlled climates. In controlled environments. You don't have wild animals getting to excessively huge sizes without like a little bit of control there. My biggest one on the board was 43 and a half inches long with no tail. That is giant. I have one on here. That last one I did, big, right? I'll show you. I'll show you the rat first, but pretty good fur, still pretty thick. Zipping them for the craft market. I have too many case skin right now. I have a lot of them put aside, and I wanted to replenish my craft market stock. So when I run out of these, I don't have to take down my listing and redo my listing. I just throw some more numbers on to how many I have to sell. And that's why these are getting done this way this year. So there's no real rhyme or reason why I'm doing this, besides that this year I have twice as much interest in brown than I do case skin on the internet. And that's from there's people looking. Oh, my thing died. But from people looking, that is not necessarily what the market is doing. That's what I'm seeing on eBay, and people are following who's watching it based on and tracking what's going on. So I'm going to show you the nutria, the bare nutria, right? So this, right? This one, just basic nutria here. Average for here, well, maybe 12, 13 pounds. This one, these are extra large raccoon boards, right? So this one in this hand, the other day, is ginormous, a lot bigger. I thought I was going to have to get a custom board for this one here, because it was so big. It was 16.6, and I swore it was bigger than my 18, but I don't think it is. So they get big here, but they don't get oh man, yeah. They don't get ginormous, but the fur quality is what I'm after, right? To push the product. Now, if I was down with like Judith and Dan, to push the product up, the price up, I would be going after size, right? And that's your real advantage down there, to push higher prices, how big they are. So that's in my opinion. But without actually going down there and catch them, I have no say in realistically holding them, but I'm saying what I've watched on the internet and studied and spent 14 hours a day scouring the internet and stuff. That's what I've come to the conclusion as. But, there may be other things like, and I'm just talking on fur, but you take the meat, you take all this stuff and start selling it, you're going to have all these different aspects of money to make. Whereas I just sell the furs, and the meat really, I don't do much with it. I have nobody that wants them. There's really no predators out here that eat them. I mean, you could throw a nutria on the ground. I've done that once when I wasn't keeping them or it wasn't a nutria, it was a possum at the time. Threw it on the ground. About 2 days later, it's ripped to shreds and dragged out in the field because a coyote got hungry enough to eat a possum, which is kind of unheard of. So, same thing with nutria. They won't really touch them, but if they get hungry enough, they're going to eat it. And, let's see. I had, oh, my head hurts. I need to drink some coffee. On that note, if you have not tried Trapline coffee, give it a shot. It's good stuff. I really like it. Dad? Yeah. You have your beaver belt? A beaver wallet? Yeah. That's so good. Tell you what, that Trapline coffee makes me lick my lips every time. They will eat them after they get sticky. Yeah. I mean, I sprayed a bunch of fish oil out of set. Or some of my dog food you probably saw me put in. And I put that fish oil around. The very next day, that coyote was zigging, zagging all over those dog proofs, following that fish oil. So you don't have to put coyote for bait to have them chase a product if they're hungry enough. They'll chase anything. So if you're looking for good beaver tail wallets to buy, right? We have a buddy that stitches them, sets them up, does all the work. Right here, right? Just bogey, like playing golf, bogey-free leather works with an S at gmail.com. Email him and he'll hook you up. Good Italian leather here, super good stitching. This will last a lifetime. This will never, ever fade, nothing. This will last forever. And this is off the beavers we caught. At gmail.com. Email them. He'll hook you up. Say, this is what we got to do. This is the price. Super high quality. I have one coming from one of my beavers.
Thinking about making them out of if you catch the beaver, using your own tail to make the wallet.
So he's thinking about, if you catch a beaver, sending the tail, processing the tail, and having the wallet made with your tail. Whereas other people just sell you the wallet. He's in the process of making wallets and selling wallets right now, but he's trying to figure out how to take a wallet that you caught, send them the tail, doing it all, and then send you your wallet with the tail you caught, right? So it's really hands-on. He's a really good dude. He's literally one guy, small shop, out of his parents in his apartment, and he's doing this all by hand, right? So Bogey-Free Leatherworks, with an S, Bogey-Free Leatherworks, like Bogey-Free Golf, Leatherworks at gmail.com. Send him an email. He'll hook you up. Very good dude. I've been trying to push his products. As he says, you push my products, you give me some business, man. I'll get you some products. I'll work with your stuff, and I will help you if you help me. And I said, dude, you help me, I'll push your products. I'm loyal to you. As long as you're helping me, I'll help you. You stop helping me, I'm going to stop being loyal to you. It doesn't stop shorter. Before that, it's to that line. You help me, until you stop helping me out. Once you stop helping me, I'll stop helping you. But as long as you help me, I'll continue to help you. So that's with all my friends and everything. You keep helping me, I'll help you for the rest of my life. But the second you stop, I got to stop because I have to be able to balance other things. So, Bogey-Free Leatherworks with an S at gmail.com. Name's Jeremy Fisher. Really good dude. If you have an Instagram, it's Bogey-Free Leatherworks on there. Good dude. You see all kinds of products. Small little shop. It's his side business. It's not even his main business. And I'll tell you what. He's doing the... He's got to get high quality. It's not mass produced. It's hand stitched, hand done. It's as close to custom as you can freaking get. The only thing out of that whole thing he orders is the fine grain Italian leather for the inside where you put cards. So you make trifold, bifolds, all kinds of things. Your checkbook, all kinds of things. Anything you want, he'll make it. What am I doing? Next thing. You guys want to see me take some Nutria off, or do you want to see me skin now? Let me know. Because I got some stuff to skin. It's going to be a while, and then, Came to hang out today. I checked my line already, pulled some animals. Still on my GoPro, got to unload it, but got something to do. I've seen checkbook covers made with tails, yes. And I'll bet you if you email them and say, hey man, I got a whole tail. You send me that tail, can you make me 2 wallets? I can't say for sure, but I'll bet you he'll give you a good deal when he gets this set up, because one side of the tail is one wallet, the other side of the tail is the other wallet. So if you buy both wallets, right, you'll get in both sides of your tail, and that's from your whole tail to you. So that's special. The whole tail gets sent to you versus a half a wallet, stuff like that. So that's something to look forward to. And I'll tell you right now, that dude's a good dude, right? Works with my dad, helps us out, got me my water buffalo belt for Christmas, makes all kinds of things for me. So I told him, you know, I'll push your products. You're taking care of me. You're taking care of my dad. You're really good to my father. I'll take care of you. What do you guys want to do? So I got to take this board down and start skinning or something else. So I got 2 rats from yesterday and I got a rat and nutria from today. Yeah, I mean, the guy can make purses. He can make just about anything out of leather, right? If you look up Bogey Free Leather Works on Google and you go to the first shop, it should be a little shop in St. Helens, Oregon, and it shows all of his products. He doesn't actually have his own website because it's just one guy doing it, and it's a hobby. It's not even like full time. It's just a hobby. So you're really going to get really high quality stuff from him without paying a super premium for all the extra labor these big name brands will put into it. And the quality will not fault with the products. Okay, let's put down. I'm here. Don't go anywhere. So I'm gonna pull something up here. I think I'm gonna do a wrap first. Depending on what you guys want to do. I just gotta get this stuff done. I gotta want to relax. I've decided to do lives like this because at the end of the day, when I just sit there and write out what I want to talk about and all the products, it's too much work to have. Because I have a hard time writing. My writing's not very clear, and it's part of like this whole scenario with me, like diagnosis as a kid. So my writing's not very clear. I have a very hard time writing, and I do all the upload, everything on my phone. I do not have a computer to type stuff out, so it's all very hard to do it that way. So it's a lot easier if I just go live and talk to you guys while I skin and do stuff like that. The fur market wants nutria on a Fox Grina board, stretched for length. I only have raccoon boards. I don't have any of that stuff. Raccoon boards, nutria boards, and otter boards. So if I was to target the market, like the fur market, and actually sell like a fur buyer, I would be under, there'd be so much more restrictions versus having a little freedom to do it your way. But yeah, I mean, that's a freedom. It's a freedom like canning them and throwing them on eBay. There's no like super strict guideline to follow, and people are just happy getting products that they otherwise will never see or ever be able to buy or get themselves. Because a lot of even the people that like don't necessarily support trapping, but don't want to have to go through the skinning and the blood and all the product processes, will just be able to buy and have it, right? Even if they don't like want to go through that and don't want to see it, they still can get the product and look at it and have it. So there's that whole aspect of whatever it is, but they can't like, if they see blood, they pass out, or whatever the reason is, they can still access that because it's still there with a good quality fur. That is professionally tanned, like I said. Professionally tanned is a huge selling point. Heavy, thick fur, another huge selling point. Northern winter caught, another selling point. If they look that up, they'll find out northern animals have thicker fur because it's colder, or if they have common sense. So that's all huge selling points. Then you talk about like premium Oregon cotton description. You talk about it's called this, the highest quality this or that, and that's how you sell stuff. So I'm gonna skin my white dyed. Let's little Costco chargeable light. So I hopefully you guys can see this best you can. I have you held up by a hammer right now as my phone charges, so we'll work with what we have. The video, I know I talked about like Trapline Coffee. I talked about Duke Pecan Company. The reason that Valentine's Day chocolate video was more focused around Trapline Coffee is because I'm familiar with his products. I'm familiar with his line of stuff, right? I'm familiar with Duke owning like traps and stuff, but I'm not familiar with his line of products in the nut market, so I couldn't really go into detail. But I did say Duke owns a nut market, so you can look it up, like Duke Pecan Company. If you look that up, you can find that stuff, right? And I'm not really familiar with this stuff, so I can't sit there and push something that I'm not familiar with, because then it comes back as like I'm uneducated on the subject, and I don't really want to come across that way. So that's why that video turned out that way. I get a lot of comments, hey, you're pushing your friends' products. Yes and no, right? I don't use a lot of Duke products, but you see me now talking about Duke products. If I'm going to talk about products, I'm going to try to broaden so I'm not so focused on just supporting my friends, right? Because I don't want to come across as doing it to push a product, because that's not really what I'm here for. The real reason I'm here is to promote trapping, get people involved, show you like what it's like to run a small line, not have all these fancy skinning machines, do it on an actual card table, right? Old-fashioned way, no fancy tools, just get down, start skinning, and do it all by hand. Nothing super fancy, right? So this is just doing the work the way it has to be done. The hard way, you could say. But I just try to show you what it's like getting outdoors. Here's the thing that I'm trying to figure out. If you've never been clamming along the Pacific Ocean, I have plans to take my GoPro, sit there and suck razor clams out of the sand and show you how it's done. Right? Because I see a lot of people on YouTube. I see all these shows with the razor clams that they should be sucking. They walk right past it and never even notice them. So if I start doing that, do I give away my secrets or not? But I'm going to try to take you guys along and show you what the Pacific Northwest is all about. How one of my dad's friends that's 67 years old now, when he's grown up, was so poor, everything he ate came from the beach. He sucked it out of the sand, he caught crabs, and growing up, that's how he fed himself. So there's a lot of resources out here to survive with absolutely zero money, right? Shove out of your garage and start digging, and you can have all kinds of food in the beach. So I'm going to bring that aspect if I can't figure out how to do it without killing my battery and do it realistically, right, without ruining my GoPro. So there's a lot of stuff coming down the road for you guys if I can do it, right? And I can do the clamming because it's public beach. I have a lot of private fish spots to go to that if I start blowing that up, and this guy's going to have tons of trespassers, it's going to be a huge problem. So though I want to bring you bass fishing, that's literally boom, 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 instant action. I can't bring you to private access and start blasting this guy's property when besides his family, my family's the only one allowed there. Based off my dad employing the guy 20 years ago, right? So I have these guidelines that I have to follow with, but I'm very hesitant to what I show. So I'm going to try to bring you some more Pacific Northwest stuff. Clamming. If I go crabbing, I'm definitely bringing it. But I'm going to try to bring you some more aspects of the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Stuff that's outside the BS politics here. Stuff that makes Oregon beautiful. That is not centered around Portland, Oregon. Because people hear, Portland, Oregon, oh my God, there's violence, there's all this stuff. Portland, Oregon is the most densely populated state of Oregon. But that's it's like a speck of Oregon, right? You would ever look at Oregon, there's painted hills. There's Oregon sunstones, there's rivers up and down, it's insane, right? So I'm going to try to bring you all this stuff. So you get an aspect of Oregon that's not just what you see on the news. Because the news is, I don't even watch it anymore because it's so bad. On that subject, I turned on the news the other day, right? Local news, they couldn't get through 7 stories. All 7 stories. Shootings, stabbings. The 7th story, okay, something different, drug overdose. Still a death story. Then it went into the news, and then they talked about some other stuff, right? So it's literally, I can't have turned it on without being just hear all the crap. So there's stuff other than what's happening in Portland that makes Oregon beautiful. So just remember that. And in the Pacific Northwest here in Oregon I live, right? I pay for a hotel share program monthly. That gives me hotels all over the world, right? They own all different properties all over the world. The number one requested spot from anybody in the world on that program is Depot Bay, Oregon. You have Bahamas, you have Jamaica, you have all these places. You have Venice, Italy. The number one spot people go to vacation is Depot Bay, Oregon. Whale watching, clamming, all that stuff. Movies have been filmed there, so there's a lot more to Oregon than what you see on the news. God take off. Good luck on the line. Thanks, Drew and Dan. Thank you for help me out with the lures. Caught one on your lures this year. I'm trying some other stuff, see what happens. Because I don't want to waste your lure on potentially low water and have nothing go by. So I'm trying some other stuff. Next year when season starts off, I'm going to throw some lure down to try to pop one off again for you, right? Our creek's about 1.5 foot deep. Really hard to catch them right now when they're not flowing through there, and I don't want to just start throwing your lure out there and wasting it. Because your lure's good stuff, and I don't feel like throwing it away. Thanks for being here, Drew and Dan. Now, guys, we're going to start skinning. And I kind of laid out what my future plans are with the channel. Are you guys, I don't think there's anybody in here, but I'm going to show you the clam guns we use, right? They get the clams out of the sand. And I'm going to show you a couple different things, signature to the Pacific Northwest, right? I'll show you something here. This right here, I spray painted it, but it's a generic clam gun. What you do is you put it in the sand, you plug the hole, it kills the suction in here, right? Seals the suction, and it sucks the sand out. and your clam is in the tube. Then you wiggle it out, and this clam's right there sticking his neck out, and you grab the clam and put it in your bag. That is a generic Pacific Northwest raise your clam gun right there. You see a lot of times on YouTube, people talk about, hey, or on just TikTok, I'm going to pour some salt on the hole and then the clam comes out. Well, that's a different type of clam, and that's highly illegal here to get a chemical reaction out of an animal and make them force them to come to the surface like that. Because essentially you're pouring salt in where they breathe, and that's not humane, and that's highly illegal here. So you cannot do that. And our clams aren't long and skinny like you see in England. They're actually long and fat, and they're different. But this is a generic clam gun. And this, my friends, is the creme of the creme. Super, like pulling that out of the gun, you're breaking your back pulling out. You're pulling a suction cup out of the ocean, it feels like. This, my friends, is the creme of the creme. This is called the Claminator or something like that. Pretty sure this suction tube, this goes into the sand. All in. You plug the hole with your finger. This suction, this valve releases the suction around the tube here, releasing it out, and you pull the clam out, and you let go of the plug and your clam fall out. This invention takes all this suction of the, pull the plug out of the sand off your back. Best invention, super expensive, the best clam gun you can buy right here. Bar none. Super cool, and that little screw goes in the sand and releases the suction valve around the thing pulling it out. That, well, let me tell you something. I would pull 2 times that other gun, I'm done. I can't move, my back hurts. It breaks my back. All that suction is reduced 90% of the way by that little device of this clam gun. Super expensive, but well worth the money. And then like you obviously have generic like shovel, you can dig down and grab it with your hand and stuff like that. Now here's the other thing. How do you suck bait? If you want sand shrimp, it's a type of sand, if you want shrimp to go fishing in the Pacific Ocean, right? Any type of fish, salmon, steel, whatever. You have to have a clam gun. This goes in the sand, there's a plug in there, and it goes in, you pull this back, and it sucks it out, and then you go back in and release the shrimp. Suck it in and go like that, over and over and over, and then suck the shrimp out, and they go out. The little shrimp are there, and you put the shrimp in your bag, and that's how you get Pacific Northwest sand shrimp, or some call mud shrimp too. There's a different version, but that's essentially what you do with that. That's called a shrimp gun. Pretty cool. Something unique to the Pacific Northwest. Stuff you may see me do, depending on if I can get my batteries to last long enough. Stuff that's all coming down the pipeline. If I go fish in public lakes, I'm going to try to film some public bass fishing. That's super something you can do. So yeah, different types of things. But now let's get to the skinner. Oh, I think I'm going to start with a rat. I have to get these 2 rats done. These were from yesterday, so I got to get them moving. Yeah, that's just some Pacific Northwest stuff. Obviously, the boat in the background is very unique to the Pacific Northwest. It's called a drift boat. It has a high front and a kind of low clipped back on it. It's kind of like a moon shape, and it floats with the current, right? And you can roll back up. It's made to go down with the current of the river, and then when you hit the end of the river, you pull out and you're done fishing for the day. It drifts with the current. It's a different type of boat that you will not see anywhere else. Maybe some in Michigan, but it's very unique to the Pacific Northwest, and it was designed in the Pacific Northwest for Pacific Northwest fisheries. Flat bottom, really stable, and it's to go with the current all the way down the river as you weave, right? And that's what that's designed for. It's a very specialized boat. Pretty cool stuff. Very unique to the Pacific Northwest. And here's the 2 rats from yesterday. One was the RBG. Everyone said, geez, that's a giant-ass rat. Huge Mondo rat. This one was from the golf course. Another Mondo rat. Weights I'm not worried about, but let me tell you something. Good hefty rat, my friend. Another good hefty rat. Real thick fur. Look at that. Real thick fur. You believe it or not? You smell that, right? A lot of people think they stink. Actually, it smells, I'll tell you what, it smells somewhat clean, believe it or not. Real no stench, no nothing. Just look, it almost smells like it was cleaned. Well, somebody sprayed a clean product on the couch and wiped off. It has that unique smell to it, a very clean fur. No stink, no nothing. That's interesting because it came out of the swamp. And when I stepped in the swamp yesterday and I sunk in there, it smelled like rancid dead animals. And I'll tell you what, having such a clean smelling fur is quite unique. And I've never went to smell one, but that is quite eye-opening to sniff this and be like, there's no smell. It just smells like a cleaning product. But we never cleaned these. This just came right out, dried, and that's kind of cool. yeah, it's just clean. Smells like if you get them tanned to come back to the tannery, it smells the same. There's no smell to these guys. And pretty big rat. Pacific Northwest rat, right? I posted a picture today, said Oregon steroid rats, because these rats were filling up 220s, and people are like, man, those things are giant. But super clean. Pretty sure this was the RBG one. Got him right across the head here. There's no damage to the fur. You can see right across the head. I think actually that one was the golf course. This one was RBG. Right across here. Did a good job. Spine, intact, but it killed him humanely. No damage to the fur. Nothing here, no damage. No dog damage, no nothing. Super high quality. Super clean. I just put them on, dry them on the fan, and go to skin them. Pretty healthy rat. Gonna be funny here. Rawr, rawr, hello, mate. Yeah, just good dude. Good, clean fur. Pretty big fella, you could say. See, like, pretty big, next to my face, they're pretty big rats. As you see, the guard hairs are pretty long on this. Let's see how I can get that on there. Guard hairs are pretty long. I don't have my light on, it's dead. I've tried to pop it on real quick. The guard hairs are pretty long there. Real good stuff. You can see that, I don't know how to get that on there. His hairs are pretty long, aren't they? Good fur, good coloration on these guys. I'm not really selling these guys on the market, like the craft market or anybody like that. Just more personal selling to collectors. But real good quality stuff. Real humane kills. No fur damage on the Belials. I think this guy got hit by a 280 Belial. No fur damage. Nothing wrong with this. No ear damage. No ear canal damage. Good humane, clean kill. Really good fur. And yeah, almost has it's really cool. It almost has a blackish brown looking fur guard hairs, which is super cool to me. Good color. This other rat I got today, right here, it's still wet a little bit. Some of that borax on him. Still kind of a jumbo rat, real chunky boy. Real good dude. This guy climbed up on the bank, climbed up over a bunch of mud, climbed up into my trap and got it fired. So he came a long ways to go across, but absolutely got smoked. Still with the RBG 220, no fur damage, no ear canal damage, no nothing, no dog damage. People talk about the dogs like on some other brands doing damage. I've never had a real problem with dogs doing damage. I've always had the trigger wire poke through the animal, catch the animal, and cut a hole in them sometimes. That's the only real problem I've had is the trigger wires catching them, but never in 11 years have had really a dog do the damage to the animal. Both real high quality fur, good stuff, clean kills, no struggle, absolutely good quality fur here. The RBGs are just as humane as the Belials are. At the end of the day, I push the RBGs. I have more Belials out than I do RBGs, but if you're going to buy an American-made trap, buy the RBG. If you want to buy a Canadian brand, go to Belial. I've had some Salvajos that go head-to-head with the Belial. The Salvajos are Belial's direct competition. Salvajos, clean, humane kills. They're premium product. I think only place in the U.S. you can get the Salvajos are from Snare Shop. You will not have any of the... See, this guy's mud in his mouth, actually. Climbed up there, got a mouthful of mud, and yeah. But clean, humane kills. People talk about trapping being cruel. I do a lot of Belial trapping, and body grip trapping. Never had anything real inhumane happen. If I ever do have something that happens, like some freak accident happen, I always have cameras on my traps. So I show up immediately and do the job that I'm supposed to do to be a good, humane trapper and protect our rights. There's never any struggle by these animals, and they have absolutely spectacular, beautiful, thick, incredible fur. I'll tell you right now, I would not have a problem wearing this around my neck and staying warm all year. No problem whatsoever. Absolutely beautiful fur. They smell super clean when they come out of the swamp once they're dry. They're beautiful rats. I'm quite happy with the quality they are. I'm definitely lucky in the Pacific Northwest to have big rats. And the bellies have really good, clean fur. Nothing wrong with it. Real good, dense. The coats, there's good, pretty rats. Much as I hate the Pacific Northwest, let me tell you something. There's a lot of things outside of politics that just make this place incredible. You stay away from politics, you'll be absolutely incredibly happy with what we have out here. I've had to jump away from politics because it's horrible, right? It corrupts the brain. We're supposed to be in this together, right? It doesn't matter how you look at it. We're all supposed to work together and I'm actually going to take a picture of these rats because they're absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous rats, my friends, and they're absolutely beautiful. On second thought, you all have my phones. I can't, but absolutely beautiful. Nothing wrong with them. Nice big rats. I'll try to show you this real quick. Best I can. Let me flip this around. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, just perfect rats. Perfect specimens. There's nothing wrong with these. The fur on the underside is absolutely gorgeous. No trap damage from the Bliles, the RBGs. You know, buy what you want, buy what you can afford, and when you can afford, upgrade, right? I run it dozen traps, so I buy the best. If I ran hundreds and hundreds of traps, I would not be buying the premium stuff, I'd be buying Dukes. Just because I preach something doesn't mean it's the only thing you can do, right? So you have they're really pretty rats. Real big jumbo rats. Two of them caught in RBG 220s. Kind of big for rats, but it works when they get caught. They're real pretty, guys. Nothing wrong with them. Real pretty. Real big, real big guys, real clean fur. Pretty dark, but they're, we got nice fur out here. I'm not complaining at all. I wish the market was better, but it's what we have. I've been ranting about these guys for about 20 minutes, so let me get to work on them. Real clean guys. Beautiful fur, beautiful fur. I love it. I've caught a lot of them, but I've never actually sat back and admired them on the animal. And let me tell you something. They're beautiful. Beautiful animals. And they're native here, so that's a great thing. And now, the nutria on the ground is not native, and that's what I'm trying to combat. And some of my sets, you'll see me leave a little gap on the side of the trapper. Hopefully these guys will slip through without going in the traps. I don't want to kill them all. I'm not here to wipe out a species, right? I'm here to manage them. And on the property that I do, I trapped 11 years there, right? I remove as much of them as I can. The following year, as you can see, they come right back. Never had a problem in 11 years. They just flow right back up. And have no problems. So, for me, my strategy is conservation, not elimination, right? Because I'm not trying to eliminate species. I'm trying to do this with a little bit of common sense. Try to remove a few of these guys to allow next year's kits or whatever, something that's crowded down below, to move up into the new ground and live up there for a little bit. Have the babies do whatever before we come in there and try to remove them again. So it's not wiping them out. It's allowing them to do the thing, but also giving room for other animals to move up without having competition and being pushed out. So it gives them kind of like a breeding area to reproduce without having them just struggle to find a place where they otherwise can't breed and potentially get killed by predators, etc. Right? That's kind of my goal. I target the raccoon, but I'm not trying to get a lot of raccoon because we have a lot up here, but I'm not trying to remove a lot. We can use a lot more raccoons than we have. I'm trying to get rid of a lot of the possums because they're a pest. Absolutely beautiful fur. Let me get to work on these. Hang around, enjoy, talk, chat. I promise I don't bite. So what I use to get the feet off is just good old Felcos, Nothing wrong with it. Makes you a good cut, super low on the foot, and just enough that you don't, leave a huge giant foothold, all right? Because you don't want to have something where you cut too high, right above for me, it's going to, not trying to show. See that elbow joint? I just right above it. I don't want to show the blood, but right above that joint, pop it. I'm on the hands, right below the felt pad, chop it, right? And you should not have a problem with having big holes, any kind of damage or any kind of problems. You will not run into problems with that, right? And that's kind of where I cut my stuff. Try to do it in a way that I'm not, when I skin, I'm not leaving giant holes. But at the same time, you see me when I'm trying to pull a foot out, it's hard because I cut a little high so I don't leave a big hole. So I have room for error. So it is a little more of a struggle, but at the end of the day, you're doing a nicer job doing that, all right? So that's something to pay attention to when you do stuff. I'm by no means an expert, right? I have my expert friends that help me, but personally, next 20 years, maybe 20 years, I'll be something in the trap world. But I'm just trying to pass on what I know and what I've have had help with. So, whew. And I'm talking about my mouth's getting dry. If you're curious, this is the Cherry Red by Trapline. Pretty good. Let's see. The ones oh, here they are. So, get my scalpel out. You know, try to get a nice clean cut here so I don't tear it. And when you cut them, when you clip the tail, foot, cut the rest of the way. Don't tear it, because you may end up catching a piece of skin and ripping a big hole, and that's not your real undo. I did that once already, and I was very careful how I did it, but that's not something you typically want to do. Already getting hair in my mouth. Have dogs, have all kinds of animals that I live with. If y'all in here, give it a thumbs up. I mean, maybe that's why I've been having kind of a few views here and there. I haven't been asking for a lot of thumbs up. I figured, you know, you all know what to do. You've been around the community, but I don't want to sound desperate for likes and all that stuff. If you're feeling willing, hit the like, do us all a favor. You know, it helps get our videos out there and fight the system that they try to take our stuff down, right? They actively suppress our numbers. If we otherwise would have had a large following years ago, that our videos would have got out 3 times as fast, but now they actively suppress the outdoors. So every like, every comment, every share fights against the system to keep the outdoors on YouTube. So make sure you do like, comment, stuff like that. And one thing I'll say right now, even if you're mad at someone, never downvote their video, because that gives the power to YouTube to remove them. So never do that, no matter how mad you are at somebody. Just like it or don't like it. Don't ever downvote it. Because that will absolutely work against every one of us that are trying to sit here and share the love with you guys, because, you know, I don't think I've said it, but corporations don't like what we do, right? It's not the norm anymore. You know, it's not what people want to see. But there's a few of us that do this because we enjoy it and want to share the passion. So I think you guys can figure out the rest. Just do your thing, right? So these, right? Tell you what, these ones, so normally you go from elbow to stomach or to the butt or wherever you're going, from elbow down. These are going to go right up the belly and open them up and pull them apart, because they're going to go round on the board. Because I'm low on round, I got too many case skins, so these are all, well, that's hair. Like, what's going on with my eyebrow? These are all going to be round skinned. I did 1, 2 case skinned or whatever you want to call it. I don't do much like that. If I end up having all these left next year, or have a lot of these and less case skin, I'm going to case skin all my rats next year, so I have some to sell. So I never run out of my supply to sell. So you just got to be kind of aware of what you're selling, what you're not, and try to, you know, work with the market. I think my phone's charging, which is good. And the thing I zip the bellies with, you just got to be careful you don't get the tip in there too far. Is this weeby zipper. That tip is razor sharp. It's not dull. And if you go there too deep, you're going to zip the belly and it's going to stink. Then I've had a few where I've skinned them and I wanted to gap. Okay, so you just got to be careful not to zip the belly. They're usually not that bad, but sometimes they are. And always wear gloves, because you never know what you're going to be putting your hands into. And I promise you, at the end of the day, when you wash your hands if you have to wash your hands at the end of the day or take gloves off, you don't want to be eating what you're touching. You go in and eat soup and you're touching the guts and stuff, the guts are going in your mouth. So I suggest you not, you wear gloves or wash your hands like 2 or 3, 4 times. But I'll go the safe route, wear gloves and then wash your hands. That's the safest. Go to work here, wait for some comments to pop, and I know some of you are watching. It's weird, the algorithm, like I said, I know some of you watch, but sometimes, right now it shows 0 people, but then it'll show 1. Then 5 minutes later it'll show 0. And it always is jumping in. I know people are constantly, there's someone always watching. Right now someone's in it, but now it's gone. So they gotta be in here watching. But the algorithm, it's like a beacon that never sits still. It just never reads, that's dull. And never reads accurately. So you never really know what's going on. And so I just go with the flow. I had a weird dream last night. It was completely opposite what absolutely makes sense, right? And it was one of those things where, like, I had a dream someone, like, a bunch of black powder pistols blew up. Like, went boom, but you had the handle, the frame and everything was all there. And the barrel blew up, the cylinders were all gone. And complete opposite of what's normal. Like, somehow in the handle there's, like, serial numbers. You know that's for identification, but what my dream was is if you had that, you were able to warranty it. And so I had this dream that people just, nobody knew, but they're all throwing them away, no big deal, like, whatever, you know. People that weren't in the know, threw them away. And someone came along that knew better, picked them all up, and was going to go return them and have like 300 different guns given to them under warranty that were never theirs because nobody else knew about it, right? And there's some weird dream like that, and I was like, what in the world? How are these people all so oblivious to just throwing away their warranty? Or some weird dream like that. Kind of crazy to me.
Anybody following you?
There's a few people popping in here, people popping in and out. Last time I had 1 or 2 constantly, but I had 44 views, so it's kind of curious to me that they ain't sticking around, so I talk a lot. I know I'm annoying, sorry. Back hurts, and I guarantee my back's gonna hurt after this. I showed y'all how I do it. I don't need to put on camera. This is more to hang out with you, and I gotta be careful how often I show a skinny video because I don't want to end up having something happen to my channel. So it is actually commonly frowned upon to post skinny videos, but especially dispatch videos. But at the end of the day, I wanted to show you guys just educational purposes. So yeah. So this, yeah. If you're all here, give it a like. I don't know. If you don't like me, don't do anything. But definitely don't downvote because it absolutely works against us. It's the absolute worst thing you can do is downvote somebody. No matter how much you hate somebody, never downvote their video because all the power goes right to YouTube to take action. Especially when they're working against us. Never downvote anybody, no matter how mad you're at somebody. Because it's the worst thing that you do and absolutely ruin somebody's fun. Come on. Come on. There we go. Come on, got it. Good. Right up. Come on. Come on, right to the lip. Come on. Ah, there we go. Not bad. Not bad. You know, got the lip. No guts, no nothing. Nice straight cut. Straight cut. There we go. Good on that one. My caribou, because I like to run a dole, so I don't, with these thin skins, I don't want to put a huge hole in them. So run my nice super dole. Especially when I get certain parts, you know, run them dole. The sharper they are, the faster you make a mistake. So. Now the silent treatment because it doesn't seem like anybody's interested. So we're gonna run here and hang out for maybe 3-4 hours. I don't know, but no, maybe somebody's sitting on the couch and bored. They'll come in here and hang out. They start chatting. I'll say something. I'll talk to you, but I'm getting hungry. Come on. Okay. I can't show you all too much. I don't want to get in trouble. There's that. my head hurts, bro. Oh, that is sharp, dang. I don't remember sharpening this one. Maybe the last time? I don't know. Probably right when I was around the school, and then I don't see this guy's girls' scent glands on this muskrat, which is kind of interesting to me, and I think he has no or she has no penis, it has a pelvis. And they, whatever you want to call it, lady bits. So I don't think this is actually a male. Believe it or not, I think this is a female muskrat. Do I know for sure? No. I don't know. You never know. It's interesting. I don't see any glands in there. I don't know. I don't know if the males have them, females don't. I don't know. There's no glands in this guy, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do some research, but pretty sure this is a female, because the majority of them don't have what I'm feeling right now, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know the analogy of the muskrat very well. I just know the glands, I know how to skin them, and I do my job. Or the job of skinning them. That's the thing. Yeah. The RBGs, looking at the animal, the RBGs do a pretty good job at humanely doing the job of humanely killing animals. The RBGs do. So I'm quite impressed with the quality and the ability of them, for the power that they have for being able to set them by hand. The ease of setting by hand versus the power they have is mind-boggling to me. Maybe it's all in my head, maybe it's not, but I'll tell you what. They have a lot of power behind them. They do the job just fine. I've gone over it numerous times with all, buy what you can afford. Just because I have expensive traps, that's the only reason I haven't done running a small line. If I was running a big line, I would not be dumb enough to blow a lot of money on super expensive premium quality stuff, right? And smaller line, I have the ability to buy expensive stuff and push it. All right. And I've talked about it 2-3 years ago when I started. I was like, I have what I have because I run a small line. If I wanted to run a big line, all I'd run is Dukes, right? So Iowa Trapper, the way he does it is the smart way. The way for the numbers I run, I'm doing it the smart way. But, it's at the end of the day, you do what you can. There's no written scripture saying, do trapping from point A to B and use this trap versus that trap. There's just do it, get the job done humanely. Alright? That's as simple as that. At least in my book, you just do it humanely. Yeah, I'm gonna be careful. I don't work so hard. That's gross. Okay. Whew, I can't sit still. If you ever wonder why I cannot sit still, absolutely still, ADHD and ADD. Look it up. It's nobody with that can sit still. You're always doing something. So, yeah. There's your reading for the day. Go look it up. It's kind of interesting. Not all of the symptoms are. Everybody has a couple symptoms and a little bit different things. So it's not all across the board. So you got to be careful with what you read. And then you have some people that are super low functioning, like nonverbal, can't do anything, and then you have super high functioning that pretty dang normal. Like me, that doesn't have that's not super impacted. So I'm lucky. knowing what I know that I have and how little I have of it, I'm very lucky. But I know a lot of people are will never be that lucky and struggle their whole life, right? So I'm very grateful for how little of it I have, but at the same time, I don't have it as easy as some of the people could, as some of the people do. So. I think if you have kids with disabilities like high function ADHD, any kind of high function disabilities, like they can function, even if they're low functioning, take them out there. They may not be as hands-on with stuff, but take them, let them get involved in outdoors the best you can, safely, right? The high function like me, I can do a lot of this stuff. So I can pretty much do it all. When it comes to low functioning, there's people that, whatever it is, have a very hard time doing any of it because with them not being able to process stuff, it becomes dangerous. And I'm very grateful for what I have. Now, I'm not I'm not to the point where I'm like everybody else, or some people that have nothing, just normal, no diagnoses. That life, if I had that, man, whoo, it'd be nice. I tell you what. But no, my life's not like that. I have a lot of haters, but I also have a lot of people out there that never in their life, doesn't matter how long they live, will never understand what I go through daily. Never will. But it's very easy for them to hate on me, thinking I have no other problems because they can't see what's going on. Because my disabilities are in the brain. It's not physical disabilities, right? So it's not visual. So a lot of people judge and say shit when they can't see the physical disability. When it's in your brain, it's not always visible to people. And you wouldn't, walking down the street, you'll never know. I'll be like everybody else, but inside it's different. Different things go on, right? Different type of things. And just because you think somebody has some disabilities and you use disabilities like, oh, you're retarded as a joke, it's not really a funny joke because that person may be, but you may not actually visually be able to see it. And that's when it becomes a problem, right? Because if you live with somebody that had a disability or stuff like that, you would come to find out that just to do anything normal is very hard for them, right? A lot of my life goals are not met because it's prolonged. It's a lot more struggles and there's a lot more things going on. So not trying to be, oh man, you just this or that. There are times that you need to be a little more considerate to people because it's not visual what they have going on, right? And it is worth being kind to people because, like I said, not all disabilities are visually. You're not able to see all disabilities. A lot of the disabilities people have are in their brain, so it's not visually. So it's not okay to say something to somebody that you may not realize may actually have something like that. So you just got to be careful with people. Not saying you have to change. I'm just saying not all disabilities are visual. So. And you see a lot of people use the R word to talk about people that have visual disabilities, but use that to talk about somebody else that you may not visually see it. But in the end, they may have a disability that you just use against somebody else that, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. You just have to understand that sometimes not all disabilities are visual. And when it comes to people, that you need to realize that you can't always say stuff because it actually legitimately can be in here. What, you want to rap?
Nope. I was going to say something about that, though.
What? I'm talking about using the R word and you can't always see people's disabilities.
No,
Mine's are in here. You won't see me walking down the street. You'll never know I have anything. So.
No, I know. But that's why I came out to say that you just have to give people grace and be kind because you never know the battle that a person is fighting.
Right.
It could be a disability, PTSD.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You just have to be kind because you just never know.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yep.
I don't want to rap.
I mean, I'll tell you why. They came out of the swamp and I smelled them. They smelled like someone cleaned them, but they didn't. So they're pretty actually clean, surprisingly. The fur. That's kind of surprising. I'm like, huh.
All right.
Kind of surprised me.
Give people grace.
Yes, give people grace. Never judge.
Be kind.
Be kind, that's right. Let me tell you something. I am getting off one of my major medications. I just had a huge fight with her last night. Huge fight, huge argument, right? And to have her still love me and come out like that, to come explain that, But somebody sat there and had a huge fight last, not physical, verbal, huge fight, right? Over something, and for her to still love me as a mother, even though like we're fighting, I'll tell you right now, our life has not been very easy. It's been very turmoil. But to have her still continue to love me and support me is something that, very rare. Because a lot of people, you got this, get out of my house, She could have kicked me out a long time ago. I'm 29 years old. She could have kicked me out a long time ago. And for somebody not to do that, that's the way parents need to be with kids with disabilities. Because sometimes having them have that little extra support and having that, patience is going to make that person, when they come around to be successful, they're going to be successful and they're going to be able to prosper, but sometimes it takes them longer than others. So you need to understand not everybody just is successful right off the bat, right? So you need to be very careful of that stuff. And having a mom like that still loves me, even though the huge fights we've had over the years, very thankful. Right? So, got to be careful with when your kids need that little extra boost, right? So, I don't want to go down the path that is very depressing. I mean, I wish every day I was like my brother. My brother has nothing wrong with him, He just banker, successful, has 2 houses. I mean, I'm never gonna know what that's like. Dude, I need to stop talking. I'm gonna end up in tears because I want more than anything to be normal, to have friends, to be successful, and to sit here. I need to stop, bro. Oh my God, my tears, bro. The emotions are raw. I'm never gonna know what that's like. People will make fun of you thinking that you're just like anybody else, but the struggles that I endure day in and day out, let me tell you, ain't easy. A lot of it happens behind closed doors. So be kind to people, all right? Because shit ain't easy. Shit ain't easy. Stuff's not easy. You taking them to the school?
Yep, no, we're taking them to a swim. We'll be back.
Okay. A mother's job is to take care of their kid. A father's job is to take care of their kid, right? Even if there's a split. So, that's I don't want to get into this, bro. It's depressing. All my energy drains away, like just. I need to get off this subject because it's depressing. The amount of stuff people have said to me over the years, because they think I'm like anybody else, because they can't see what's going on, is despicable. Now, I'm not low functioning, I'm high functioning, but I am somewhat, severely impacted, but not to the point that I can't function, right? So, just because, I'm not physically altered, you may not realize that it's in here sometimes, a lot of stuff I struggle with. And it's not from drugs, it's not from anything else. I was born that way. From birth, I've had it, so there's no way of changing anything like that. I couldn't do anything to prevent it. It's the way my brain's wired, and it's going to be that way the rest of my life, so I'm thankful for the people that support me because they make my life easier. Now, the people that want what I have, I don't ever tell these people that support me, hey, I have all these disabilities. Hey, come, I want shit because I'm this or I'm that. I put myself out there as a normal person that works hard, that wants support, that becomes friends with these people. Now, I don't sit there and say, hey, give me free product, right? I'll tell you right now, a lot of the people that I push, a few of them never give me anything. But they're good people, so I support them, right? And this is the way it is. I value a good person that is there to be nice and kind and respectable to somebody as much as somebody that's going to give me product and be my friend. Being my friend is almost as important as being my friend and give me product, right? I won't judge you if you don't give me product as long as you're kind, you're nice, and you're willing to support me. Whatever way that is. So. And a lot of this stuff, doing what I've done in outdoors, my dad get me into it, and all this stuff, right, is the reason I've never gotten in trouble, because a lot of people that have what I have ended up in jail, drugs, gangs, right? They just never have the support they needed. I'm lucky to have the support I need. And that's why I got in the outdoors. And it's very good. I always preach to people with ADHD, ADD, to get in the outdoors, stay busy. You'll never have time to get in trouble. You'll never have time to do anything bad. And that leads to success in careers and prosperity and all that stuff. So if your kid has a disability, even if you don't know a lot about outdoors, go get them in the outdoors, because it's going to potentially save that kid's life from all kinds of problems or even death. So get them in the outdoors. It's number one thing I'll push for somebody that has disabilities. Make sure you keep them busy, otherwise their mind wanders and then they'll get in trouble. That's all I'll say. Get them in the outdoors, because the second they have some free time, they will start going down the path of entertaining themselves and getting into trouble. So you need to entertain them before they can get into something that's dangerous or something that may end up getting them in jail or their deaths or etc. You need to keep that kid entertained. Get them something to do. I've always been in the outdoors, all aspects of the outdoors. I've always been busy. Never had time to get in drugs, nothing. Never been in sports I've done all kinds of baseball, soccer. I've always been busy, right? And that's kept me out of trouble. It's kept me out of jail. Kept me out of all these different problems I could have went down if I wasn't busy. And my mind started to wander about all these things I could do. And all these things like stealing vehicles, all these things you see kids do. Because they aren't busy enough and they aren't in the outdoors. So keep your kids busy in the outdoors, fishing, something. Just start doing it. The kids will not get in trouble. Your kid will live a long and happy life, and they'll have skills to survive and provide for their family, etc. It's super crucial to do that.
I might come through here with the dog.
Okay. It is super crucial to keep your kids busy so they never have time to pick up drugs, join gangs, or anything like that. Doesn't matter where you live, you need to keep them busy. My dad kept me busy my whole life. I've never been in trouble, never got into drugs, none of that, because I've always been busy. Outdoors is the perfect thing to do that with. Fishing, creeks, trout, anything. Just get them out there. Go look for rocks on the beach. Go look for rocks on the creeks. Find shiny stuff, polished rocks. Just do something. Always stay busy, and your kids will never end up in jail, end up in trouble, whatever. And if you're a single parent doing it, it's going to take a lot of work, but I promise you, well worth it. Because your kid in the end of the day, when he gets older, says, Mom, Dad, or both, you taught me skills, and it kept me out of trouble. And I look at a lot of my friends that may not be here, may have gotten in trouble, and they'll be like, you kept me away from that, and forever I'm grateful for you. So get your kids in the outdoors. That's all I ever preach. Kids, women, get people in the outdoors.
All right, we'll be back.
All right. Pause. You're going to pause and swim?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to love that. That's one thing. Keep your kids busy. If they aren't busy, your kids are going to get into trouble. They're going to start doing things that they otherwise wouldn't do. Even if their friends are influenced to do something, say, hey man, I got to go do this today, all right? My friend says, hey, let's go try some drugs down the street. And I say, man, I got to go check traps. I have to. I have no choice. Therefore, I didn't go get in trouble. I went to do something that I enjoy, and therefore I have no time to go otherwise get in trouble with people. So always keep your kids in the outdoors. If you don't support the outdoors, find something like rock hounding. It's like where you go look for shiny rocks, you polish them, they look all kinds of fun stuff. Just keep them busy so they never have time to get in trouble, wander, or do something stupid. All right. Hey Gavin, how are you, buddy? I tried to reply to you. I sent you a message, right? If you have any questions, just send something. Now that I know who you are, all this stuff, I'm more than willing to sit there and be like, hey, I'll answer your questions, right? Usually I get so many messages that it's just overwhelming. I can't keep up with them on that page. When I have friends like you, Gavin, and I have people like Julian, Dan, or any of my friends that go up there, and my brain clicks, oh, that's who that is, I will answer you, right? My reply rate's low because I get a lot of spam, a lot of people trying to make me click on links to steal my accounts, all kinds of things. So when I associate Gavin, I'm not going to say your last name, but your profile picture I associate with your name, and I'll answer you. So I'm more than willing to hate you and all that stuff. I hate you, no. Answer your questions. Oh my God. My mouth is going faster than my brain. Drugs are bad, absolutely, Gavin. When kids get bored, they go into getting into parents' cabinets. They get into, kids start stealing vehicles. They get on their phone. They text a friend, hey man, let's go try to do this. Let's go sneak into this place. They get these ideas to get in trouble. But if that kid has a responsibility to go check traps. Hey, I gotta go hunting. Hey, I'm going fishing tomorrow with my father. They never have the time to potentially start wandering down that bad path of potentially joining a gang, getting killed. Do something stupid where they crash the car and get killed. I'm seeing more and more 14, 13-year-olds get in vehicles, driving, speeding down the highway in police chases, crashing in cars and ditching, and all these crazy stuff that I never even thought was out there. But if, like me, if I went to play soccer when I was younger, I went from soccer when I was really young to baseball all the time to the outdoors, and all the outdoors do all that. I never had time to sit there and think, man, what kind of mischievous stuff can I get into? Hey, can I go sneak in or something? No, I never had time because I'm always doing something. And that's my brain, the way my brain's wired, would have started going down like, man, I'm curious about this. I'm going to get in trouble, And that's the type of stuff that you never have time to do. No matter what happens. I don't care if you live in the inner city of Chicago or you live in the countryside. Both places have opportunities for people to do some things that's not very smart if they're bored. In the inner city of Chicago, you can go find places to do that are safe. Go to the river, go look for rocks, go, doing things, fishing. If you live in the country, you have fishing. You have the country, you go explore the woods. There's always something to do, right? And if your kid's growing up and your parents never have time for you, or they're always working, it may be worth saying, hey, Dad, I want to do this stuff. Can you hook me up with the Boys and Girls Club? Something to get me out there, right? Something to do that, because it's all, you need to do something. You can never get bored, because then you end up in trouble. And, I don't need to go down statistics, right? And all kinds of things about, like, single parents, and people blame, well, my dad wasn't around, so I did this. No. If your dad wasn't around, your mom should have stepped up and did something. No hard feelings, not saying anything was wrong, but mom making money to support the family. Hey, mom should spend a day, hey, I'm going to call Boys and Girls Club or Outdoor School. Hey, get you involved in that, right? To keep you out of trouble. There's other scenarios where like that can't happen, but the problem I see a lot of times is single parents is not an excuse to not watch over your kids. You have a responsibility the second you birth that kid, whether it's a father or mother, who has a responsibility to keep that kid out of trouble. If your parent is a gangbanger and you have a kid, your job is not to teach that kid to be a gangbanger, but to teach that kid to do something to stay out of that lifestyle. Because if you're a decent parent, your parent has seen things that you don't want your kid to see. And there's ways to do this that your kid won't end up dead in a dangerous situation because you kept him away from stuff. And the easiest answer to that is be outside, in the outdoors, away from that stuff. That's all I can say. Just, keep them out, get them out there. I don't care if it's once a week. Or less than, once a month. Start once a month taking that kid fishing. For years upon years. And then eventually that kid will be like, hey man, Dad, I want to go fishing, man, I miss it. You take that kid fishing when he misses it. That kid's going to start craving that. He's not going to crave the dangerous lifestyle. He's going to crave the adventure, the fun, but not an adventure that's dangerous that will get him killed. So it's important it's tough, right? You need to somehow find a way to take care of that kid and get that kid's mind off of a dangerous path. No matter if you're in Chicago, New York, Oregon, wherever, you need to figure out a way to keep your kids safe. That's your responsibility when you have a kid. You're birthing a kid in the planet. You need to take care of her. I have a neighbor. Had a kid with a girl. I never see that girl bring the kid over to him. My neighbor wants to take care of that kid so bad. He fought for it. The mother's not budging. It's a huge battle, right? But that mother, just yesterday, the kid was dropped off. The mother wasn't. No one's been found. I've never seen the mother drop off. The kid was dropped off by the grandparents. And the parents are young. So my theory, without giving any details, is the mother's probably going to live in her life as a young adult and not worrying about the kid and dropping the kid off with the grandparents. And that is not the response. That's not the way you're supposed to do it as a parent, right? That's throwing your problems on other people, and that's not the way to be a parent. That's how kids get into trouble. Thankfully, my neighbor, my really good friend, is so hell-bent on taking care of that kid. If that mother disappeared, he solely could take care of that kid on his own and provide for him. So, it's a situation where, once you birth the kid, your responsibilities are no longer on you. Your responsibilities are that kid. you gave up all your rights of being a young adult once you have that kid, right? You don't get to go party. You don't get to do this stuff. You need to take care of that kid. And my neighbor, my best friend has done that, but the mother has not. And that's where, like, and it wasn't planned. It was a fluke, you know. But that's where, like, you need to turn around and be like, he's stepping up as a father, and he's an incredible father, right? But sometimes you have one of the parents that doesn't understand that. He's older, she's younger, she doesn't understand that yet, right? And I know when she gets older, she's like, man, I really screwed up, I need to step up. But kids these days don't understand, like our parents did. When my parents had a kid, my mom had a kid at 20, she no longer could go out and have fun with her friends. She had to take care of the kid. She became a stay-at-home parent and took care of the kid. So people that are young need to understand that when you have a kid, it's no longer about you, it's about the kid. And that's part of the problem with people, right? Thankfully, like I said, my best friend is focused on the kid. He's making good money and he can support that kid, right? This little drama, she tried to take him out of state and they found out, and my neighbor said, no, bro, you're not taking a kid out of state for a job. And the judge said, you're not doing that. And because if that kid left the state, that kid would no longer be left. No, there's no saying who would be watching that kid. Because that's left the state, she would probably leave the kid there with some random person. And my best friend said, absolutely not. That's my child. You're not doing that. So you need to be careful with people when they have young kids, that you need to take care of the kid and not yourself. Right? That's the priority. That kid is 2 years old. That kid cannot provide for himself. So you need to take care of that kid. I'm going to stop going down this rant. I'm going to keep skinning. But that's the type of thing that the youth of this generation needs to understand. You give up your rights of freedom once you have a kid. Even if it's an accident, you don't get to say, you know what, I had an accident, whatever about the kid, I'm going to go live my life. No. That accident is your responsibility, so you need to take care of that kid. That's my rant. I don't care if your best friend's hounding you, hey, you need to go to the bar, you need to go to the bar. You need to step up and say, you know what, I have a kid, I can't. I'm a parent now. I don't get to go have fun. You gave up your right to have fun when you had a kid. Even if there was an accident, that right is now gone. Your responsibility is the kid, not you. And my friend knows that. The mother, well, seems like she's not really doing some things, and there's a lot of other stuff that I'm not saying, but there seems like some things there where she's not taking it seriously, but he is, and he's stepping up to be the best parent that kid could be. And I'll tell you something. My best friend is an amazing parent. And this was not planned, but he stepped up and said, you know what, I'm going to take care of this kid. When I'm at work or whatever, my parents are able to take care of him for a couple hours while I go, get some medicine, get diapers or whatever. And my kid's an amazing parent. He puts the kid before himself every single time. And I don't know the whole situation anymore. This is kind of older stuff, but she doesn't. And that's where, like, as a mother, you should be making decisions to take care of the kid. I'm not going to go down the rant, but that's the priority. The kid, not your personal fun as a young adult. You lost that right when you had a kid. But I digress. Travel Gavin said, Adventure with James banned me. He was like, I don't know if you're real like what, of course. I'm a real trap and fish and hunt. Oh yeah, well, here's the thing, Gavin. I don't ban a lot of people. I try to avoid that, right? Because I know how social media works, right? People's accounts get stolen, they lose access. I've gone through multiple emails, multiple phones. With changes of phones, I've lost access to my accounts, and it just turns into a fiasco. People are like, well, why do you have 6 or 7 accounts as an admin? It's because I've lost a lot of my accounts. But since I have a backup on there, I'm able to access my stuff and recover it. So I can't provide for the stuff I run. So don't take it to heart. He may have not understood that, something happened, you had to change, right? And I can't speak for him. He may just not know. It may be just accident, I don't know. He has his reasons. He's an adult, right? Don't sweat it. Adventure James is a good dude. I like him. I don't judge him. I'm not going to, even if I've thought some things sometimes about different people, him or other people, it's not to the point where I'm like, I hate the guy, I don't dislike the guy, right? In my life, I forgive too easy, and I definitely don't forget, but I forgive too easy. And I've often been in a situation where I forgive, the person's not ready, and they're like, dude, just fuck off, leave me alone. But I'm like, I'm trying to better, and they aren't ready. And sometimes that's the situation. I forgive too easy, too soon, and they aren't ready. And maybe James, got upset with something. Whatever happened, down the road, people move on, and he may, whatever. He may let you go, he may still talk to you, whatever. But people have to have time to relax and move on. And I've been banned by people. I bought from a company one time. I said some things. I got pissed off. I sent him a really mad email. He said, "Come down and show, man. Let's talk." I talked to him and he said, "Man, you're not like that at all." And I said, "Yeah, I got caught up in the negativity and all this stuff people were spewing, and I got caught up in all the negative things." I said, I got mad. I was getting frustrated. 6 months waiting. I sent a pissed off email, and I thought maybe get some things moving." He said, "Dude, things happen. I understand." And this was like 5-6 years ago. And now, like, I'm really good friends with this guy, and he's been over backwards and gave me products, right? And one of those things where he got to know the real me. I talked to him, he's like, "Man, you're not like that. You got mad." And I'm like, "Yeah." And it was one of the things where I let these other people that absolutely despise these other companies get into my head, and now he gets me into giant sportsman shows with tickets, free tickets every year. He's giving me thousands upon thousands of gears and fishing gear. This dude supports me like you want to believe. I have real sponsors, and this guy supports me more than any of my real sponsors have. Like, legit. "Hey man, you're legit sponsored by us. We'll promote you." But he's giving me thousands upon thousands of dollars in gear. And none of my sponsors have done that, but it started out as a pissed off thing where I went to meet him and he actually talked to me. He's like, "Wait a minute, that's not right." So just because he blocked you, give it some time, things may reverse and you may be back in there. You never know. But give him the benefit of the doubt. Things happen. Other day when in that situation with Iowa Trapper, I was trying to do my job. I was hyper-focused and I did something I shouldn't have because I didn't hear anything that was going on. Got in trouble, but I was in trouble like, "Man, I'm not judging you, man. You made a mistake. I understand, whatever, whatever." Yeah, I'm still in there. I may not be a moderator, but I still go in there and support the guy because I think he understands that I made a mistake, and he's a good enough dude, he'll understand, right? So just because if Gidger James blocked you, it's not the end of the world, man. Just let it play out. One day you may show up and be like, "Dang, I'm back." You never know. Things happen, so just, wait it out. There's no way on earth to predict what somebody else will do. They may just unblock, like, "Hey man, welcome back," out of blue. Wilder things have happened out there than that. The 3 of you on here right now, please hit the like. It fights the system that are trying to shut all outdoorsmen down. If you like the thing, like the post, it will protect the outdoorsmen and the outdoor community from the active suppression of YouTube that suppresses our videos, fights against us. If you hit like, it will further my channel to help educate, entertain, and pass my knowledge around. It's a constant fight of being suppressed by big corporations, and if you like my video, it is one thing telling the big corporations, "Hey, we like this content. It's not just a random channel you can shut down. We like this guy. We want him around." And it'll give him a little bit less, they'll be less likely to ban the account or do something stupid. So if you like the video, it definitely lets them know that this is something we like, and it may be worth for them to keep us around. So do what you want, just saying. It makes a difference because they actively suppress all outdoor channels. They may not say it outright, but YouTube is definitely not outdoorsman friendly. By liking the video, you are letting them know that there are people out there that like it, and they're less likely to shut the channels down. So you don't have to like my video, just like somebody else's. But one thing I'll say, never click the thumbs down, because that tells them that gives them more power. Like, okay, another one in our corner. We have a little more power to shut this guy down than average. So don't ever thumbs down a video, no matter how much you hate a guy. Never click the thumbs down. You just don't have to click the thumbs up. Just never click the thumbs down. That's like analytic knowledge. So yes, never click that thumbs down. That is bad to do on a channel. The antis would just go into the channel and start clicking thumbs down just to try to get YouTube to remove it, and that's the strategy of them. You never want to join that party. You want to fight against it. So always hit the thumbs up or don't hit the thumbs up at all. So that's kind of little insider stuff, Let's see. Playing Hunter Call of Duty. Ooh, playing Hunter Call of Duty. I tend to game sometimes. I'm a little bit of a nerd. I grew up playing some video games, but that game has piqued my interest. I played a lot of video games growing up, though. Cabela's, hunting games is one PS2 game, absolutely amazing. You can shoot and you can see a bullet go flying across the canyon, tracking the bullet. And sometimes you hit the deer, sometimes you won't, but it was absolutely insane, the technology. And that Call of Wild was pretty dang good. Still not the same as that game, but that's a pretty good game. If people want to play hunting games, that Call of Wild is pretty cool. time. And if I'm talking fast, blame the Trapline coffee. Because it's good stuff. Man, that's good. I'm almost out, dang it. And, I drink the coffee. It's good for you. It's an appetite suppressant. When I get hungry, I tend to drink it. It suppresses my appetite. And since I'm on a diet, it makes it easier for me not to go binge eat, and then therefore I can lose some weight and get in better shape and live a healthy, long, prosperous life. So I use it as a weapon at the same time as I like drinking it. So, yeah, good stuff. I bought 4 more bags and a bunch of chocolates. It's good. I love that coffee, man. It's dangerous stuff. That coffee's addicting. Oh man, I need to hurry up. I'm on the same freaking rat. Same side, same doers. Oh, and I don't even know if that Nutri's dry. I'm gonna flip the Nutri real quick. Those fans are on it, so hopefully it's drying. That side's dry. Flip them over. Come on, let it dry out. Ooh, that side's wet. A little wet, you see? A little shiny. These wraps, for being middle of January or February, pretty fatty. They got a lot of fat on them. I'm gonna focus on this, move on, because I'm just sitting here ranting. I could have done this in 5 minutes, an hour and 41 minutes into, well, over an hour just doing one wrap. So, I'm hanging out, bonding with y'all. Didn't know the real me. And the chat's not coming in, so I'm gonna focus until some more chats come in. They don't chat some more with y'all. Face. Gavin, you hunt, right? You like hunting, buddy? Gavin, you hunt, don't you? Like IRL, real life stuff? You do a little, what kind of hunting do you do? I haven't gotten into it, but let me tell you something. I had a buddy shoot a bull elk last year. 14 yards, this thing comes crashing through, bugling. He draws that thing back and fires. Just watch the video, my heart's going, pump it, boom, boom, boom. Like, the adrenaline just is insane with it. That big, 1,000+ pounds sitting there, 14 yards, come trudging into you and bugling, making all this loud noise. Like, you can hear bugles across the canyon. Watching that video, my blood's boiling, I'm shaking, and I wasn't even there. It's crazy. What do you hunt? What do you hunt now, and what do you want to hunt potentially in the future as like a special hunt? I'm curious. Muskrat poop. I don't know. I fell, oh well. I don't need specifics, Gavin, but you're in the Midwest, right? I could go on your Facebook probably and find out, but I don't want to whatever. I don't want, privacy matters, so I'm not going to ask, hey, what state, what town? But you have the Midwest, East Coast, Pacific Northwest. I think you're in the Midwest, right? I don't know, I think that, I don't even see any, this is weird to me, I don't see these glands, I don't know what's going on. This guy has insanely small muskrat glands. Maybe it's the time of year, but they are shriveled to nothing. The reason I like this knife a lot for working around stuff, because I keep it kind of dull. If I need a scalpel sharp, I use a weedy boss dog, but with this I can scrape with it because it's flat. I scrape away a couple cuts, but I keep this a lot duller with thin skinned muskrat like this, because one wrong cut of that scalpel, you're slicing through it, right? There's nothing stopping a scalpel. So having skin like muskrat that's so thin, you have zero error to cut that. So I won't use a scalpel on this. I'll use a dull pelter or something like a small pelter. Oh dang, you're a Canadian, huh? Oh, fun. Oh, you got Ontario, huh? You got some fun game up there, man. Definitely some, I don't do a lot of hunting, but I do plan on picking it up, and let me tell you something. I'm a very jealous guy that you're in Ontario, Canada, because let me say something. There are some awesome species out there. Woo! dream hunts for sure. And to come from down here to go up there, a lot of freaking money. I mean, you're talking a lot of money. This week, the 15th, I'm going to be at the Sportsman Show in the Pacific Northwest here. Biggest west of the Mississippi. Now, let me tell you. I'll tell you about 50% of those hunters that are there are Canada, Alaska hunts. And they're a lot of money. I got chills just thinking about it. Like, that's kind of money that, like, you got to be, like, making a crap ton of money as, like, a lead banker or something big bucks like that. Because that's a lot of money to go up there. But, definitely some cool hunts. So I'm assuming you're in Canada. Well, Ontario. You're assuming you're up there. And what I'm trying to say is I assume you hunt Canadian geese. Right? Do you do that at all? You got it. I mean, you're in Canada. Who doesn't hunt Canadian geese in Canada, right? Okay, sorry. I don't mean to be judgmental. Like, hey, you're in Canada. You hunt geese because they're Canadian geese. You know, like. But I don't know. You seem like you do a little bit of everything up there. Let me just be honest. And I don't think it's judged. It's more like this stereotypical Canadian. Hey, man, I'm in Canada. There's moose, there's all this stuff. I shoot everything. You know, I got all these species up here. You want to go bear hunting with us this spring? Spring once in a lifetime hunt. So would you like to come? I mean, you got to pay for the airplane ride, and I would love to, but let me tell you something. My money right now, couple bucks here, couple bucks there. I don't have the money to go up there, but definitely a dream to go bear hunting up there. It's definitely, that's pretty cool up there. Definitely a dream hunt for sure. Now, I'm assuming big brown bears, right? And I'm assuming in Ontario you have a few black bears, maybe. I'm not super familiar with Canada. I usually try to be an all-around knowledgeable person, knowledgeable-wise in the U.S. and their surrounding, but not much. I don't have much knowledge in Canada. I'm a little bit, very minute in Canada, a lot more in Alaska, but a lot of the species overlap. So, I'll try to be an all-around knowledgeable outdoorsman, but I only know so much. I was asking if you hunt geese because this company right here, Dave Smith Decoys, is one of the best in the U.S. and expensive. My buddy owns it. Stephen Ranella just bought the company, and it's funny. Dave Smith, about a 5-minute walk from my house, he lives, and we've known him for a long time. So, very good decoy company. You know, if I started my YouTube a long time ago, I should have walked in there with him one time. So he sits there with the scalpel, big old clay decoy, sitting there, little tools, sculpting every feather, every detail, hours, months, sculpting everything, feather after feather, detail after detail, every little fiber. He's sitting there sculpting on the decoys before he sends them off to get, made. The dude is insane. Absolutely the most talented man I've ever seen. Just sit there all day, sculpting feathers, sculpting every little fuzz on a feather he's sculpting. It's insane. Only have black bear. Yeah, we have some black bear down here. They ain't big. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I almost asked the dumb question to Gavin. Hey, Gavin, do you trap? I mean, I forgot. It's trapping with Gavin. It's not blank with Gavin. Of course you trap. I was just trying to have a conversation and I realized that would have been a really dumb question to ask you if you trap, because it's trapping with Gavin. It's not fishing. It's not hiking with Gavin. It's trapping with Gavin. Yeah, I like to pride myself on knowing things, right? And the geological aspects of Canada, I think there's 3 sections, and I feel like a teenage girl that's chasing boys and doesn't care about anything else when it comes to geological aspects of Canada. I mean, there's Vancouver, there's Ontario, and then I don't know what else. I know there's Ontario over above New York, and that's about my extent of knowledge of Canada. I feel like an absolute idiot when it comes to that stuff. Oh, this is kind of funny to me, you know. I'm gonna hurry up with this because I'm starting to get bored. Just what in the world? Oh, that's a foot. Getting bored just sitting here doing 10 cuts on the same freaking route when I could have done this in 5 minutes. You know, I have nothing to do. I did all my jobs today. I ran the trap line. I made videos. The only thing I really got to do is download it and put it all together, process it, and upload it. I mean, that's spent all that time doing this and all the feet are out. What is this in the world? Uh-oh, a little bloody. Not bad. Oh, let me tell you something, Gavin. Martin hunt, trapping, I'll do it all. I'll do just about everything. You know, the problem is, greenbacks cost money. Or, not that. Greenbacks are a problem. Money's the problem, right? So, there we go. That's where it runs into the, yeah. I don't have money. I don't work right now. So it's a matter of just doing stuff, right? So I try to work, take some time off, or find a different job after work. Trap season comes around, quit my job, do something else, and go work, right? So it's right now I don't work. I don't have a lot of money coming in, so I just do my part. Come on. Your canal. World, man. I'm surprised I even got as far as the school last night. Yeah. Only way I'll lose y'all is if my phone dies, but I have it plugged in. It should be charging. I should definitely not lose you. I have nothing else to do today. Instead of sitting on the couch and being bored, I thought I'll pop on here, come skin, and just hang out. What else is there to do? No, that's the eyes. Ooh, that's sharp. Yeah, I almost had an accident on the trap line today. I was checking traps. It was gonna be quick. We're checking. I'm messing with the muskrat up top. My dad comes down and says, "Hey, we need to go check this. We need to be fast. I'm getting dizzy." And then I had to hurry up, film the last part, right? And I was worried my dad was going to pass out, right? Because, people get old and it happened. My mom passed out the day. You probably all heard about that on the video. And I got a little nervous. I was getting a little scared. I was like, God, I need to hurry up. My dad gets in the truck, eats some carbs. I'm like, you need to eat protein. Carbs are going to make you crash harder. Chips and garbage is not going to help. Like little nuts, not what you need. So I said, you need me to drive home? He says, no. We get home, and he's like, Dad, I'm not feeling good. I'm like, you need to eat protein. I'm getting more and more urgent. Like, I'm starting to worry. Oh, man, that was scary, though. On the line, he was like, man, I'm getting dizzy. I'm like, you better not pass out here, because there's no way I can tell people how to get here. I don't have an address, and you're back in the frickin' swamp. And got a little scary, and, after my mom passed out once, I'm like, dude, you better eat. You can't take chances. And, yeah, we got home, and I was just like, and then he's eating, like, bread, and I'm like, Dad, you need to eat fish, protein, meat. and leave the bread out. The protein's going to help you, not the carbs. The second you eat carbs in it, your body recovers from it, it's going to crash even harder. You need to eat protein. Finally eat protein. And let's just say, thank God he didn't pass out, because I don't know if I can deal with another parent neglecting their body, taking a chance too long, and then passing out. Because that's even more worse than when I move out later this year, they're sitting here passed out on the freaking couch, and then what do? That shit's scary. In the world. It wasn't even today's check. We were supposed to. We have a camera with a dead rat on it, and I go down here, there's another one in there, right? And I'm like, oh, the real check, and there's, I don't know. I'm on too long. I'm just another rat on. I don't know what's going on with that. It's just, I don't know. My parents, like, they're getting older. They think they're young. They're starting to do this stuff, like, taking chances. I'm like, they're starting to get a little worse, and they're taking these chances. And I'm like, you better not do this. And they don't listen. And it is what it is. I don't want to have to be on 911 again, have the ambulance come with my mom or dad being carried out on the stretcher again like what happened last time. That is not something that I'm looking to do, and my dad needs to be careful he doesn't chance it too far. Oh, I got another. I got more shit to do. I need to stop talking, get this shit done, because it's starting to become just too much. As you guys can tell, I can talk for hours and hours. And sitting there making this long ass video for the average view time of being a couple minutes is not exactly worth it to me, because I'm trying to get my viewership up and people don't stick around, and it's like whatever. You know? I know, but when my shorts go viral, it sure helps. Still no new comments, alright? I'm going to just do this guy fast and move on. I'm wasting time. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, there we go. Underneath, and then, come on. Oh my god. Come on, pop out the chin. Almost. Out the lip. Do it. Done. Okay, and I didn't even split the lip like anymore. Yes, guys, I'm talking to myself. It's how I keep myself entertained. And the average person, I don't know, whatever, you know. Everybody talks to themselves, right? What they're doing in front of people is a different story. The problem is, if you talk to yourself and then you answer yourself, you might have a slight problem. And it always says, if you start answering yourself out loud, that's when you have a problem. Often, you know, when I make a post, I often read out loud, make sure it comes, when I hear it, make sure it sounds alright. Because when you write something, it doesn't always sound the way it doesn't always sound right, especially when you write it and then realize it's not coming across the way you want it to. So if you hear yourself say it, you potentially have a second chance to understand what people are going to read it as. I don't know, it's just the way I do stuff. Maybe I'm unique, weird, whatever. That one had almost no glands. This guy has giant glands. It's interesting. I was saving the glands, and I was like, man, we're gonna need. Dunlop said, hey, you're gonna need a ton of them. Probably not worth it for just catch a few. I'm like, okay. Then I decided not to keep them. So. It's nice to be able to text somebody like, hey, is this worth anything? And you're like, nah, get rid of it. I'm like, okay. And then if it is, I can get an answer, right? Especially when you don't want to sit there and ask in a public group and get 500 different answers, because you never know which one to believe. You can only basically go off somebody's name. So if you just text a buddy, like a professional, like, hey man, is this one thing? They're like, yes or no, and then you just go with it. Overcomplicating it is when you sit there and ask in a group and there's 1,000,001 answers, like, might as well not even ask the question because you never get a straight answer. That's why I hardly ever go into groups and ask questions, because you just get drowned out with answers, some horrible, some good. It's just like whatever, you know. You never can really get a picture from what's right, what's wrong. So I don't like groups much, but it's just whatever. Oh, smelly ass animals now. Gut smell. Trying to have time to let the freaking nutria. This guy's mud all in his fur. Trying to let the nutria, right, dry. Part of the reason I'm just kind of wasting a little bit of time. Ugh. Okay, that was gross. My fingers went in his gut. There we go. Come on. Yeah, I like a peel. Man, my ears popped. Ugh. Well, what just happened? It says you're live. I know I'm live. Thank you very much, YouTube. I'm well aware I'm live. That was very weird. And the timer is still going. I have full battery. I don't see anything that went wrong. That was just kind of weird. Y'all can still hear me, right? Gavin, I'm sure you're in here. You can hear me, right? So that was a little weird to me. Maybe not. I don't know. Weird, bro. Oh, my poor coffee's gone. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, good. I don't know, that was weird. I look over and like something flashed in the corner of my eye and it said, "You're live." I'm like, what happened? I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything, guys. Hey, I'm here. I was still here the whole time. Good catch, kid. Oh, thank you, man. Hugh Nelson. Some dude on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook. Like I said, my notifications go off all day. Just bing, 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 bing. I'm like, if I don't look away for a little bit, I never get away from it. People talk about like not being able to get away from their jobs and just being sick of their jobs. I'm not sick of social media, but let me tell you something. When you're when your personal phone is everywhere you go, and all the business stuff is coming through the personal phone, you're like, I can't get away from it because it just goes everywhere as you go. It's so annoying sometimes. But no matter how annoying like social media gets, the notifications I'm getting, I still have to tell myself I'm doing it to help other people. And people enjoy it, so you need to continue to do it, right? So I do it for you guys, even if I'm like absolutely sick of it. It's got me a lot of things in life that, helped me with a lot of things, so I still do it, right? No matter how boring or annoying it gets, I still do it. At times it's like, just ridiculously, like, the drama's off the charts. The drama sometimes with Facebook, the stress, gets me so stressed on Facebook, then it comes into my personal life, it turns into huge arguments in my personal life, because it's just the stress, and if someone says something, it just ticks me off, and it's just whole fiasco. Super, oh my gosh, sometimes I swear, it's bad, man, sometimes. It's just, I value other people's opinions too much sometimes, I think. I value other people's opinions too much, and then I give other people too many chances to potentially talk to you, right? I'll talk to them for too long and give them too many chances, and then eventually I get mad. And I'm like, you gotta try to be a good person, give them so many chances to talk to them, and it's like, never ends up well. But that's the way I am. I'll give you just so many chances, I'm like, I don't know. I can't change the way I am. I give people chances, and no matter how stressful it is, it ends up just turning into shit. Then you know what? I may be mad, pissed off, but then I'll come back and another day they'll give some good advice. I'm like, I'm not even mad at you, whatever. I'll just talk to you normal, and then about a week later they're commenting. It just turns into talking to them, explaining stuff, and then all of a sudden I feel like they're getting aggressive, and it just turns into pissing match again. I'm like, why can't people just talk to people, right? Be like, hey man, this is what I do. Not, you're doing that all wrong. You need to do this right. You're never trapped. You're worse. Like, bro, fuck off. Let somebody enjoy the outdoors without your stupid input. I swear, people in there are bad, man. Like I've said a lot of time. I said 110 times, when this creek drops, any animals that go through there are dead, right? All these rats went up those big conibears, turned around to the left. And now they're all hanging in my garage. The beaver may not be, one of the beavers got away. One of all the beavers, but all the other animals that were using that are in my garage. So, at the end of the day, I may be the world's worst trapper to some people, but every one of them but one is sitting in my garage. So, can't be that bad, huh? At least one that I could positively identify got away. And that was one big beaver, but you know what? Stuff's still dying, so I don't care. That's the internet for you. And you get the comment from people when you put like the, what's it called? Put a trail camera in there, you start getting misses and you post it so people can learn. They're like, man, you suck. And my thought is, hey man, let's see you put a trail camera on there. Make sure it takes video early enough so you can see what's happening in the trap. But I guarantee they won't, because then they'll be like, man, I suck too. No matter how good I think I am, they suck. Even Dunlap, he said, I put some out and I realized I'm missing a lot more than I thought I was missing, and I learned a ton, right? The difference is I'm pushing it so people can learn, but they're over there saying, man, I've never had that problem. Okay, you've trapped for 60 years old. How old are you? 70, 80? You don't use trail cameras, and you've trapped before trail cameras? So how can you be so sure that you never missed animals? Like I'm also seeing, because I have a video, so I'm taking videos every time they go by. They don't reply like, oh, they don't say anything. And I bet, a lot of money down that if they put a camera on there, they're missing just as many. It's whether they are willing to post it and share the misses that are happening so people can learn. A lot of them have too much pride to share that and say, so people can learn. They'd rather be like the perfect trapper and never share misses. But if you do that, nobody can learn from them. Nobody's like, man, what's going on? This is what's going on, right? But if you put yourself out there as never missing an animal, never sharing the misses, you put yourself out there as a perfect trapper, then you get caught up being the perfect trapper. When everybody knows you're really not, and even you know you're not, but since other people don't know, you run with, I'm the best. And that's the mentality you get online. I'm willing to admit I'm missing animals to help people. Other people are not, because they worry about them having other people have the perfect picture of them being the perfect trapper. I don't care what I look like as long as I'm helping people learn. If I'm missing, maybe somebody's learning from it. But that doesn't mean I'm not a good trapper. It just shows that I'm willing to show my faults. A lot of people will not show their faults because they want people to believe that they're this perfect trapper. And that's not true. If they showed everything that they're receiving all the misses, they would not be perceived that way. But it's how they want to show themselves to people is the problem, right? I'm willing to say, man, I missed that. I screwed up there and show all these misses. So people can sit there and be like, man, I have this trap out. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm setting this wrong. I'm willing to put my faults out there for people to learn. Other people are not because they're so caught up in being the best out there and never want to show their misses and faults. I don't care what I look like to somebody as long as I turn around and that person says, hey man, your video helped me and now I know what to do. That's worth more to me than any stress I can get in 10 years of fighting with people is I help somebody learn something. So that's why I sit out there and push my misses, talk about my misses, show you what's happening on my trail cameras, so you know what's really going on. That's a real trapper. A fake trapper's going to sit there and post every kill. They're not going to tell you that they're missing them because they're worried about what the public thinks of them, right? So I will show you my misses, I'll show you my faults, I'll show you what's happening. So when you come along, man, this is what the animal's doing. Hey, this is what I had. I said the same thing, and I thought I'd kill them all. Well, it turns out I'm not because I have the same set out, same traps, and for the same species. And if they're going through it, how many are going through it? Because I used to think those 220s, I was killing every rat that went through them. I'll tell you something. I put a camera out. I had 6 rats go through a 220 one night, and none of them got killed. They squeezed past the trigger. So at the end of the day, I thought I was batting 100%, and I ended up missing probably 60% of my animals. And I'm willing to put that out there to show people that you don't have to. You may not be killing everything, but I'm going to show my faults so somebody's going to learn. And the difference with this other guy, he would never admit his faults because he wants to be the perfect trapper and known as the best. But whether he will admit he has faults or not is the difference between me. I'm okay looking bad to help educate somebody and teach somebody. But if somebody's not okay with showing their faults and educating, then they're not willing to prolong the sport and help new people. So, and I've been told I'm the world's worst trapper because I didn't kill some beaver this year. And out of all the beaver that they saw on video, only one got away. The other 2 were killed downstream. Try telling them that, they wouldn't listen, right? So just because I have these misses and I have all these accidents, it's part of me learning. I've trapped for 11 years. I damn near thought I was batting 100% on those 220s and had the trigger set just right to kill them, right behind the eyes, so they would never know what hit them. And you know what? I was missing 60% of my animals because I didn't have a trail camera on. Now that I put one on there, I learned something. You know what? I'm willing to put that out there for you guys to learn. These other guys that are in the business of killing animals and all that stuff will not admit that and will not post it out there because have too much self-pride of being the perfect trapper on the internet. So that's why you see my videos. The world's worst trapper is still successful. Because I got called the world's worst trapper by somebody because I didn't kill a couple beaver, right? You know what? I'm okay with that because I helped somebody learn that, hey, and I learned, you need to stick the top traps so they're steady, you know. I've learned some stuff, right? So I learned something. Hopefully somebody else learned something. And I don't have to be that 100% best trapper in the world to do that. I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay how I trap. I'm okay with this. All my social medias are out there to help somebody learn to further trapping. I could quit all this right now and go live my life and just do a normal job and never trap and fish again and be happy. I've done enough in my life to be content with myself. But here I am running all these social medias and doing all this stuff, posting all these results, all these videos to help people learn and get in the outdoors. I don't have to be the perfect trapper. I want to show my faults because that's reality. The false reality of trapping is that you kill every animal you see, and that is not true. That never will be, right? Especially when I put a 220 for nutria, muskrat, beaver, and otters. Whatever comes through, have enough killing power to kill them all. Versus throwing a little 110 in there, that's going to kill every muskrat, right? You may end up with something that may not kill the animal, and that's not humane. When you're trying to kill multiple species in one trap, you're going to have faults, but you will listen to that other guy that says, no, it'll kill every single one. That's not true, because I have proof on my videos. And if I show that, it is the reality of trapping. It is not the falseality of telling people you're doing a perfect job, when in reality, you put a trail camera and you start learning that you're actually missing stuff. And without that camera, you may think you're killing everything, but you cannot adjust to actually improve your percentage versus have this falsehood that you think you're killing them when you're really hitting 60%. since I put the camera on there, I've learned to do some things in my traps to take my 60% kill percentage up to almost 90% right now. This is the first animal that's go by that trap that's actually been killed without going through it. Same size trap, I adjust the stuff, they're being dead. They're getting killed. So right now I'm up to 90%. That doesn't mean tomorrow one's not going to slip through, but as of this adjustment I made on one of my 220s, none have gotten through there. 0. So even though I was batting around 60%, my percentage right now, since I made that adjustment, is almost 100%. You know, I will say 90 because something may happen, some might slip through, but I'm being very conservative. I could say 100% since I adjusted because I've only killed one. The only one that's went through it is dead. So technically it's 100%, but if I say that, I'm too cocky because I know there could be some faults that happen. So you need to be realistic. You need to show the truth of trapping. You cannot falsify that you're killing everything when you're really not. Because the reality is, people need to see the faults in order to learn. You can't fake everything being a perfect trapper, because that's not how people learn. And I'm okay with showing my faults, and other people aren't. So I will be the world's worst trapper every day of the week if I show my faults, and somebody like Gavin or somebody that's coming up and trapping learns something from my video. Then you know what? I did my job as a trapper, and I'm being fully transparent with trapping. Right? So don't always trust people that say, well, man, I kill every single one. I've been trapping for 70 years. Everyone I've ever trapped is dead. Well, I mean, how many trail cameras they put on there? Have you set your trail cameras up to actually catch the animal before they go in the trap, so by the time it triggers a video, you're actually videoing them going in, so you learn what they're doing, versus just, oh man, that was dead, I did my job. Because, to have 6 of these go through my trap, and if I didn't have a trail camera to think I'm killing everyone that went through there, never missing anything, to learning that I'm actually not batting 100, I'm batting 60 is a little dose of reality that I have to change some things. And some people are unwilling to change to be a successful trapper. And this is an ADC, or whatever you call it, a guy that's going out there getting paid to do it. If he's saying he's the best trapper, he's out there missing animals, and he's paying a premium, those people, in my opinion, are getting ripped off because he's unwilling to change, unwilling to learn, but yet he's betting these people's killing them all. And I guarantee you, when he leaves that property, that owner's going to come down that thing and say, man, there's another right there. That guy sucked. I'm never paying him again. So in the end of the job, if he's not willing to learn, he is losing his money at the end of the day and losing business. Because that person will never call that guy again because they'll call somebody else that's going to get the job done. So he's falsifying in his head that he's perfect when he's not. So trail cameras, understanding what the animals are doing is super important to turn around and say, I have a 100% satisfaction rate, when in reality, that may not be true based off what the trail cameras will show you. So that's a rant about someone being able to say, you're the worst trapper, Well, guess what, dude? I've not seen you put a trail camera on you. He says, how many are you missing, right? Because Jeff told that point on there, he said, man, I learned a lot since going down to Louisiana and putting all these traps on trail cameras out, learning what's going on, And he's in the business, professional trapper that's trapped all over the country, all over, right? All of Southwest, Midwest, East Coast, all over, West Coast, and he Canada, Alaska. And I'll tell you what, he had the balls to say, man, I learned a lot from that. Some of these other guys don't. So, and I'm one of those people, I'm going to put my faults out there so you learn. I'm not going to tell myself that I'm this God-sent trapper that can kill any animal out there, because I can't. But whatever it is what it is. That's why you see me up with World's Worst Trapper Still Successful. That's why you see me post a video with Neville and Bites the Dust, kind of rubbing it in these people that say what's going on. And then when you have the haters, the very end of my videos now have that scene. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Isn't that why you're here? Because it's one of those things where you watch my videos and you talk shit. But if you talk shit, you're obviously enjoying it because you're watching them. So I'm just saying, you're here, but you talk shit. So clearly you are entertained a bit. Otherwise, you would not continue to tune into my videos unless you're doing it solely to talk shit. But at the end of the day, that is still beneficial to me because that's a view and that grows my channel. So either way, the joke's kind of on them, and at the end of the day, I'm still successful. So that's kind of why I'm so I've been out of shape by people talking shit. I'm like, you falsify the fact that you're this great trapper when you've never actually seen what the animals are doing to your trap. So yeah, I'm gonna move on. It's one of those things where, yeah. Don't ever listen to somebody that says I'm the best trapper out there and they've never put a trail camera on their set, because I'll tell you what, you're going to be shocked. just a little bit how shocked you really are going to be at how many you're missing. You're not as perfect the trap as you think until you put a trail camera on there and realize. I realized I was batting 100% until I put a trail camera and missed 60% of the catches. So you will absolutely shoot yourself in the foot if you think if you're killing everything and you don't have trail camera sets, if legal. So I'm telling you right now, don't listen to people that say I'm killing them all, because guarantee you they're not. Just because they show up and there's a dead one in their trap doesn't mean that they're killing everyone that goes in the trap. So don't let people tell you that this is the only way, because I've done it for 70 years. It's kind of like those people online that sit there and get obsessed over the pan tension of a trap, right? Way I was taught is you set that thing, you get your thumb under the jaw and you feel it for smoothness and a good middle ground of the pan tension. If it's good steady fall, not a lot of pressure, it's generic push that falls and it's good steady smooth, good enough to kill just about anything, right? But you get these people that test and obsess over pan tension. But if you do that, the animal's foot's like this, right? It's the pressure spread out. When you have a pan tension and you're dropping on a pinpoint location, that's not how the actual animal works. The animal disperses its weight over the pan, so you're not getting accurate tests. And those Sullivan pan tests, every time you test, it's never giving you the same test and answer, and that's why you can never trust that. I go by feel and smoothness of the pan. I feel for smoothness, so it doesn't get caught up when it fires on the animal, and then I also feel for how much pressure is there, and that's what I go with. That's the way you're supposed to do it. Never trust something that is spring-loaded, scales or whatever. It's never as accurate. There's a reason when you weigh a fish on a spring scale that when you try to get it calibrated by a state, they will say, I cannot calibrate that because the spring, every single spring is different. So there's no way of calibrating a spring scale. Just like when you sit there and say pan, there's no way of calibrating a pan test that's spring-loaded. You'll never get it. Doesn't matter how much you think I'm wrong, that's never going to happen. Worst invention and worst thing to obsess over is pan tension of a trap. Because there's a guy on there, no offense to this guy, he didn't do anything wrong, but it came across as trash talking a trap that he had a ton of pan tension problems with, but the guy who invented the trap made the trap to have high pan tension, right? And the guy was flipping out that he couldn't get it low. And so now these people are complaining about pan tension and are obsessed over how much pan tension there are. He's forcing these guys, because there's so many unsatisfied people over pan tension. He's going to change the coating on the traps he makes. They're the best coating on the market. He's going to start selling without it. Because these people, he cannot satisfy people that are so obsessed over little details. The whole company, this guy's like, I'm not going to do that anymore because nobody's happy and I just can't do it. I can't make people happy. I kill 400 to 800 coyotes a year. My stuff works. But you can't make the customer happy. They always complain and bitch. I'm going to change it because they're just not going to be happy. And I'll just send my own that I make for myself off to get powder coated and keep doing it my way, but everybody else, let them do it the way they want because nobody's going to be happy. The Sullivan pan test is the biggest hunk of crap on the market there ever is. Never accurate, and people obsess over it. Like I said, lift the jaw, look for smoothness as it falls, and good middle ground at how much you should fall, and that's all you need. Smoothness and a good steady pan tension. When you put it down and it fires, that's really what you should do. You should not be sitting there pan testing when the pan test is like dropping the tip of a needle or a pin to test the spot, and it doesn't matter where you test the pan, it'll always be different. But animals pause like that. There's no pinpoint drop the spot when the animal drops it, right? His weight is dispersed. So 4 pounds in one spot is not what the animal's feeling. It's dispersed enough that he's just pushing on it wherever. You test on the tip of the pan, it's going to be different than the middle of the pan, and there's no telling where the animal's going to step. So you never can accurately say, I do this because it's the best one. There is no best when it's Sullivan's pan tester. You test it, and every single test is different because you can't calibrate a spring-loaded product. Any scale in the market, you send it off to the state, they say, I can't calibrate it because you cannot calibrate a spring-loaded system. And that's why you can calibrate. State certified. For like state record fish, you can only certify digital scales. You cannot certify spring-loaded scales. They will not accept it because it's too inaccurate. So when you're relying on a Sullivan spring-loaded trap test, just fire your trap and stop, it is spring-loaded. Let's say 1 year they get some springs from one location, they can't get them, they do another place, that those two products are the same product, different springs will read different. So don't trust stupid stolen pan testers. Look for, like I said again, smoothness of the pan drop, because that'll tell you if you need the parts are gummed up, and then a good middle ground of how much you think. Just judge and be like, good, decent amount of pressure in your thumb, and if it drops, boom, boom, done, that's good. Good middle ground, set the pan tension high, drop it. Set the pan tension low, and then find the middle and slowly drop, and set it there. And if it's a smooth drop, that's all you need. Screw everything else. So I'll tell you, like I said, I'll tell you 10, 100,000 times. When an animal drop, the soldiers pan testers test the pinpoint location. The foot of the animal is almost covering the whole pan. There is no pinpoint location on the pan that's going to tell you where that animal's going to drop his foot. The front or back's going to read different, and the animal's dropping his foot on the whole pan. So it's never going to read right. And every time that pan drops, doesn't matter what trap in the market, it's always going to drop a different weight. No matter if you think it's consistently dropping at 4 pounds, maybe drop at 4.5 or 3.5. It's never going to drop the same, no matter what you do to that pan. Always going to drop different. Whether you think it's not, it is. Never trust pan testers because bullshit, and people are obsessed with it, and now companies are changing their products because people will never be happy because they're so obsessed on pan tension. Worst invention ever, and absolute crap. That's my rant. Screw that product. I'll just say it out there. No BS Traps is now no longer going to coat their traps. The best trap in the market for a long time with the best, most water-resistant coating, because people are unhappy because they're so obsessed with pan testers that, they're not getting accurate readings and they're upset. So now Kendall's going to say, I'm not going to coat them anymore because I can't make the customer happy. I'm just going to coat my own and do what I originally did and be happy because I can't make the customer happy. They complain, they're mad, whatever. I'm not going to coat my traps anymore. And I've called him and said, I pleaded to him, just keep coating them or off the bolt. He said, not worth it. I can't make my customers happy. I can't do it. People are so obsessed with pan testers, it's not worth it to me. I'm going to have so many complaints over a trap that works fine based off a pan tester. It's not worth it to me. And that pissed me off because they're one of the best traps in the market. Best coating is going to remove it because some idiot wasn't happy because they're so obsessed with a pan tension tester. That is not even accurate because it's a spring-loaded pan tester. It's not even accurate. People are so pissed off by the different readings, and it's not even the trap that may be reading different. It's actually the pan test that could be reading different. And they're so obsessed with that. Now trap companies are changing what they're doing, making their products so people actually have to coat them and they're going to rust. It's going to be a whole other fiasco because people are unhappy and they go on the internet and rant about it. They don't contact Kindle. They go bitch on the internet, and now we have to deal with this product adjustment because people are so obsessed over fucking pan testers. It's irritating. Right? If you ever had a mental trap test, right, they will talk about smoothness of the pan drop and just find the middle ground. That's it. Kindle has used 4.5 pounds, almost 5 pounds of pan tension. It caught tons of incidental foxes in Texas on 4.5, 5 pounds pan tension. And he's caught just as many coyotes and everything else, right? And here's the deal. He sets his mink pants up like this, right, high, and then they drop into the high patches every time. If you're obsessed about pan tension, you're never going to be happy, and there's no certified, 100% proven, factual, guaranteed accurate reading of a solvent pan tester. Worst thing ever, and an absolute money grab by trappers. Rant over, pissed off, because they're now come to love is changing their product because some idiot a bunch of idiots ran online and complained. Ran over. Absolutely pitiful. The best traps on the market at one time are now changing because people could not contact the company. And rumor is, one post recently that kind of got us all rolling, they did, according to Kindle, they talked to him 24 hours before, and they didn't even get the replacement product. They went online, bitched about the product. I called Kindle and said, hey man, this guy's all over the internet. He said, what's his name? I said, this. He said, I took care of him yesterday. Everything was squared away. And he's already on the internet complaining. I said, yeah. He's like, oh my God, here we go. And now Kindle's changing everything because some people just go online and bitch. They don't even call a company where you literally, nobody has to lose, Kindle or Kurt answers. The people in the factory making them, the owner's brother answer the phone. You called them, you would have the answer, you would no longer be screwing everybody else out of a great product because you went online and bitched. Pisses me off. You're the best trapper I've seen. The best trapper I've seen. Thanks. I try to do things right where common sense. I've always, one thing that's always irked my change, you get the knife guys nowadays, because they're on the internet, they would buy a brand new high dollar knife. they will look at it under a microscope. It's like what the pan testers do. Look at it under like a thing, look at the edge. Oh my God, the bezels are a little off. I don't like the edge is a little brim. They'll call the company, bitch the company out, and want their money back based off a slight microscopic difference under the microscope. That's essentially what knife markets turned into. That's absolutely pitiful. Those people will never be happy no matter what knife they buy. Whether it's hand-honed or sharp knife machine, there's never going to be consistencies. That type of people will never be happy. That's essentially what pan tester obsessed people are doing. So obsessed over detail, you can't make them happy. And now, because you have those people, companies are coming out, changing the products, because people have to bitch a line because they're so obsessed with details that the companies can't keep up. You can have the most cutting-edge factor in the world, or best hand holder in the world. That edge is never going to be perfectly straight under a microscope because they look at it in such fine detail, they're never going to be happy. And those are the people that bitch a line about products being horrible. And now, us guys that just like buy the trap, you know how to do, just kind of not obsessed over details, you know, get it to function, do the right job, are happy with it, have to deal with the company's change because we have idiots that are so obsessed and so bitchy about a product. Oh my God, my O-ring broke. This one guy bitched about the nut that's in there holding the thing together was a little cockhead. He said, man, it's loose. This is a shit product, ranted on the internet, all this stuff. And now Kindle's changed the shit because people will run the internet versus actually contact them. And he said, if you're not happy with the dozen you buy, I will buy the whole dozen back from you and give you all your money back. Right? If you're not happy with something and we have a problem, I will replace it. And I'll tell you right now, in my experience on social media all the time, 14 hours a day, doing all this stuff, running social media, I've never seen one person complain about anything other than pan tension and no BS lures. A little bowstring wax fixes that under the lip. But here we are talking about the horrible jaws being on level, jaws been up, pan bent, all this shit. And this guy went in there, made a whole picture post. So I talked to Kindle. Kindle went live and talked about, you know, this and that, you know, we fix it, whatever. And this guy says, he had the audacity to go bitch, a whole big post about the product. He had the audacity to say on the Kindle's post, man, the pan was bent, but I fixed it in 2 seconds. You fixed the pan in 2 seconds, then why did you fucking bitch about the company in front of 70,000 trappers? What is wrong with you? If it's a 2-second fix, then why did you start bitching? That is the problem with people that are so obsessed with detail, they bitch. And now we are in the society where people are entitled to trash people on the internet to change something, and it's absolutely stupid. Absolutely pissed off like you want to believe. Absolute shit, man. Nothing has pissed me off more in the world that there's people out there that will never be happy over the quality of stuff because they look at such fine detail that no matter what these people do in their life, they'll never be happy. And now we have to deal with these people changing stuff that otherwise people will be happy with because they're got a voice and they bought a phone and they're on the internet trashing companies. Absolute shit pisses me off. You're buying the best product on the market, and no product out there is perfect out of the box, but no BS, alpha traps, all as close as you can get, and these guys are trashing saying they're crap. The words out of Kurt's mouth, Kindle's brother was, I told him what was happening, I said he's talking about the springs and all stuff, the pan being loose, he's like, oh my God, I took care of this guy yesterday. He was happy yesterday, now he's bitching, and I'm like, that's why I called you, bro. I've never seen a single post about your product being wrong or anything, and only thing I ever see is a poundage being different. And first I ever seen some absolute shit, and he was like, great, here we go. And absolutely thrashed the company. I was absolutely pissed. And now I'm losing my voice because I'm absolutely fired up over that shit. Nobody worse out there than that. Take something, look at it under a microscope and say, oh my God. It's like somebody looking at threads, right, on a bolt like this. Right? Let's say you look this. Let's give you an example. I buy some bolts. I look at this bolt, right? These threads, right? And I say, God, that thread's a little crooked. That little thing's a little crooked. Oh my God, I'm gonna go bitch on the internet because that thread's a little different. It's the end of the world. I'm gonna go thrash this company. That's essentially what people do nowadays. People are idiots. Unbelievable. Now the rest of us have to deal with production because there's some idiot online that doesn't know how to fucking do things, whatever. I'm done. I need to just skim. Because I'm absolutely drenched in sweat now because I'm so fired up. But, yeah, I know. It's just, it is terrible. And I'm saying this stuff as also being told by other people that this is the worst thing that people can do. And, like, I'm sweating like you wouldn't believe because I'm so fired up over that. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's part of the problem is not necessarily YouTubers that they have good intentions, but the YouTubers that talk about pan pinches and stuff, right? It gives people say, well, when I'm learning, I have to have 2.5 pounds, and that's where you get people that see that and like that's the only way, and it gets people obsessed, and they think if I don't do that, I'm not going to catch animals, and that's not true. You know, you can have one animal show up and miss the pan by that much. Next animal that comes on is going to step on it. It's because that animal may be different than this animal, right? Every animal is not going to function the same. Not everyone is going to do the same thing. You can't bet on the perfect pan pigeon to kill every animal when every animal thinks differently and is independently thinking. That's not how that works. So. Sorry, Gavin, I got a little fired up there. Absolutely fired up with that. And that is kind of one of my pet peeves. That's why I don't talk about, hey man, I'm going to set this at 4.5 pounds. You know, people have, no matter how good intentions are, it is training people to be that this is the only way to do it, and that's not right. You know, and I've always been one of those people that if I can get it to function, I do kind of what I want. It's fine. You know, may miss a few, but I don't need to kill everything. You know, and one of my pet peeves is people that are so obsessed with details that trash companies, but knowing that person has never been happy with any products they've ever bought. And if you go look at those people's reviews and stuff, all of them are trashing details of products. So these people that can never be happy are going around bitching online, and now these companies are changing to fit their agenda because you just can't make people happy. They screw the rest of the guys that were happy, and it's irritating. Absolutely irritating. Absolutely blows my mind.
Mom's gonna get the dog.
Well, don't let them in here. There's a dead rat on the ground.
They won't grab it.
How much would I bet Tilly's going to run here and sniff that? I bet she will. I'm going to pick it up. So I know better.
Your bag.
Dude, I just got a huge rant. I'm fired up. Whew.
All right, we're gonna go in the front, Joe.
I'm drinking sweat. I'm so fired up.
What?
No, I just ran about people obsessed over detail. The kill animal's fine if you don't have to be obsessed over every little micro. Like, obsessed over pan pins where you don't need to be. As long as the pan falls smooth and you have a consistent poundage between heavy and low, you'll kill everything.
Yeah.
It's no point in being obsessed over everything. My mom and dad said, if you don't stop stressing, you're gonna have a heart attack and die. You're so freaking stressed. Yeah. You know, they talk about like you get so stressed that you're literally going to stress yourself into a heart attack. And I'm like, God, that's scary. And I'll tell you right now, I don't have many days where I'm not stressed. Like, it's pretty bad. I know at this point, I'm more likely to die from a stress-induced heart attack than anything because I'm so stressed all the time. It's this, you know, I don't. The problem started when everybody on the internet got a phone and everybody became relevant, right? There's this post on TikTok that said about beavers and said, man, 1,000 beaver left. No, going extinct, 1,000 beaver left, right? And they go on and talk about like 2029 they're going to go extinct. You realize the numbers? I just gave you 1,000 beaver left on the planet. They'll be going extinct, this person says. 3.7 million people liked it. 3.7 million people followed and believed it. And here's the deal. More than 1,000 people get killed a year. And yet, if they'll be extinct in 2024, not 2029 like you said. So on that basis alone, that's bullshit. And 3.7 million people liked it and supported it and said, oh yeah, this is true. That's crazy to me.
All right, keep working.
That's the problem with the internet, and that's the problem with the internet and giving anybody a cell phone.
You gotta get those done.
You only need to make it sound relevant, and then people buy it.
All right, make sure you're working on your stuff. You can go on. How many people watching?
I got a few people popping in, watching, talking to Gavin, you know. Pretty loyal. He's a loyal follower. I got to entertain Gavin. Gavin's here. Got to entertain him, Dad.
All right.
He's loyal. Talk to you on Facebook. He's here. Loyal follower. Got to make the loyal people happy.
All right, keep working on your stuff. All right, I'm going in.
All right. Woo. Mm-hmm. Gavin, you could tell I'm a little passionate about that crap because is the people that change everything in the trapping world because they're so, I don't know. It's just kind of funny to me, like, it's not the people that are perfectionists, it's not the people that take perfectionists to the extreme level of never being satisfied. And in today's society, you're never going to have a product that is to their, and to their qualifications is usually a top behavior from parents that have a perfectionist attitude, and their kids become that because their parents are taught that, and then they ruin it for everybody else. And it's bad. Just because, I do a lot of conveyor trapping, doesn't mean I don't have experience in other things, right? Other water trapping with footholds and all that stuff, and, I have experience. The way I was taught was conveyors and castle mounds, right? So I have experience in it. It's just, I don't do it along this system because it's not ethical to have a drowner set up in 1.5 feet of water and have a live animal in there and have it potentially in front of all these predators and kids get eaten. That's not ethical, and I'm not going to do that, right? So, dude, I strained my voice so bad. Tomorrow I'm not gonna have a voice. Okay, and that didn't work. Oh God, freaking hang on. And this is why not everything goes. I think a perfectionist would see this thing and be like, fuck that, I'm throwing it in the trash. Nope, not me, I'll save it. What in the world? So I went to rip up the back, right, and I ripped the guts out, the sides ripped out, because it just didn't work as planned. And a bunch of meat's on the pellet now. Whatever. I need to really take a chill pill, because I am soup, my back hurts, I'm stressing out. It's just... No, I could say that my back, bro. The nutrient for tomorrow, but... Seen a video about a person who said a trapper snapped the animal's necks and crushed their heads. Like, shut up. Yeah, whatever. If that was the case, my fingers would be not straight, they'd be crooked to the side. This whole hand has been in 220s. This hand's been in 220s. This finger was in a 220 the other day. I've been in doubles, like 120s. Best on the market, most powerful on the market, I'm fine. These people, whatever. People are stupid. That's the thing, right? If you're going to be a trapper, it's got to be tough. And it's even worse, if you're stupid, you got to be even tougher. Oh. That coffee, good thing I had the coffee, because I'll tell you what, I was starving when I started this. Didn't have that coffee, I'll have to be eating something right now, and good thing I ate it, because I don't want to eat. I'm counting my calories, right, to make sure I lose weight, and not trying to binge eat and all this stuff, so. But I'll tell you what, I'm starting to get a little hungry. I'm probably gonna, I don't even know what time it is, so I'd have to go in and get more coffee. I guarantee if one of my neighbors walked by and I was shouting about freaking panties, like, what the hell's going on in there, If I live in a neighborhood and I guarantee you, like, what the hell? I had to choke a fish or to don't put that, man. I don't know how to get rid of that. No, remove. Don't put that. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't talk about dispatch, right? I don't want I don't want to talk about it. Because if the wrong person comes here and sees that, right, Gavin? And yeah. Not that you said anything wrong. Because if I was right next to me and you, I'd be like, man, I've done this, talk about all the crazy stuff I've doing as trappers. But that's between trappers, right? I don't want to get into, I don't want to be the person that sits here and gets our page blasted over the internet because of something that, I don't know. Although it would be great for statistics because my page would absolutely blow up, but I don't know. It's not, you didn't say anything wrong, Gavin. It's just, between me and you, I don't care. But, God knows who's going to go see that, right? You can pop it in, but no, who's this? And seeing that, or don't want to be responsible for anything. So, I'm not trying to, I don't know. I'm fine with it, but I don't know who's watching, so I cannot sit there and say, go for it. Nobody's going to see it, But I removed it, but whatever. I've done some things, yeah. Let's just say, you got to do what you got to do in the trap, then, so, yeah. Okay, good. We're skinning, we're doing things, we're just hanging out. That's what we're doing today, guys. So, if you're here, just hang out. I don't know what else to do. A muskrat still. I'm on third muskrat in 2.5, almost 3 hours. I'm about to be on the last muskrat, and it's just absolutely. I'm going to try to do this fast. I still got to tap them all out. I totally forgot about that. So, another one done. No, I gotta clean some of this blood up. I'll tell you what, it's kind of nice to get off my butt. I know my life is pretty boring to most people, but I'm here to answer questions, talk to whatever, These furs are beautiful. Wait for the animals to come on my way again. Yeah. And the sorry dog. Come on. I think we'll try to speed through that neutral. I think it'll be pretty quick if I do it right. Whew. No telling how old this guy is. He's a little blue. So this must have been the one from the golf course that I'm betting nobody checked. So I don't know how good this guy's skin's gonna be, and if enough to throw him away or not, because depends if his skin, if he's gonna, quite blue. This is the problem, right? With the golf course. People don't always check this shit, and it is what it is. Jesus, man, I don't know about this one. I don't know if this is gonna be a good opportunity. His fur might fall out. I don't know. Big old glands on this guy. My back is absolutely killing me. So today I reset a trap and I put my hip boots on, went in the creek, and I'm walking out of the creek and I'm full of water. I'm just like, you know, it just sucks. Yeah, God, I still have to upload the video. Oh my God, this is whew, a lot of work today I need to do. Sun's going down, probably 4:30 or something like that on the West Coast. I don't even know. This is a big dude too. A little blue, I'm worried. Still doing no rats. Do this for freaking 3 hours. I'm gonna hurry up and get this one done. They're gonna tackle them and they're gonna get off. But that's gonna be a little bit because I still got a whole other animal to do. Nope. Whoa, I think I almost ripped his shoulder out. Demon crickets, come on. There we go. Foot's done. Starting to get a little freaking hungry. Which means, depending on what time it is, I may need coffee or something. Damn, that is... Dude, I'm not happy. This is a huge rat, too. Not sure where it's caught, but he... Man... Now it's showing nobody's in here, so... I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to keep this on. Alright, man. God damn. I'm going to do this fast. I'm done playing it. Give me the gland. Now, I almost tip my finger off there. So much for doing fast, right? I'm cutting the tip of my finger off. Oh. This dude is a big male. Big old balls on him. Big old breeding mare. Mare. What are I talking about? Female horses now? Mares? No, I'm talking about the big old male. Big old glands on this thing. Big old balls and oh my, this thing's a big male. Dude, I am. Ugh, I don't know if this dude's good, man. I don't know how long this dude's been sitting there. Oh, that stinks, bro. I just smelled that blue belly. Ugh. That's nasty. Now I'm kind of in a hurry because I'm getting bored. Getting bored just sitting here doing nothing. I can't imagine what the viewers, if they're getting bored, but get that foot out. Let's get this side out. I'm going to start picking up pace. Okay, I just broke his shoulder. Oops, sorry, buddy. And absolutely snapped his shoulder blade. Come on, what the hell is going on? Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what, I've been eating really good lately, and the more I eat good, the more I crave ice cream, the more I crave pizza, right? Oh, gosh. Stuff that, I mean, I can eat half a pizza and stay within my macros if I don't eat anything else. And that's kind of, you got to be careful with what you eat, because at the end of the day, this guy, I don't think this guy's going to be a good after him, but oh well. He's going to stay with me anyways. This one. Not. It's getting too warm. It's getting too warm to keep these guys, leave these guys in shops for a while. I'm not happy. That doesn't make me happy. Alright, one worked. Come on. And I should have done a speed video. I should have done a speed video. I thought I was done, but my mustache is itching me. Now I gotta slow way down, because if I go too fast with this, I'm gonna absolutely rip a giant hole in this guy. A lot of people will cut rats' eyes and rip, and then because they don't care about the nose and all that crap. That's, I don't know. Those speed skinners and talk about, I'm gonna go 100 miles an hour. I'm gonna do this in about 3 seconds. Okay, sure. But how much of that are you actually wasting? Like, it may be fancy to go, boom, done, fast, but how much of that nose do they rip off first? Because they won't show you how much they missed. They just say, done, and rip it off and act like some record, right? They would not show you how much of the nose they missed, how much of the fur they've thrown away, right? They don't care. And I care about every little ounce of fur on this thing that I want to keep. And, quite frankly, when I speed skin, I'm going to do a nice job, but I'm not going to sit there and try to do it under like a minute and absolutely waste a bunch of fur. That's just waste of an animal, in my opinion. People talk about just, like, I'm past the nose now, people talk about ripping this off. There's a piece of nose there that holds this guy on that has to be cut, otherwise you rip the face off, right? People also talk about, well, you don't need the lip. Well, you know what, it's part of the fur, and I want to keep the lip. So, if these guys don't like it, that's too bad, you know? It's one of those things where, and I lost part of the nose, but that's okay. Not in the world. Almost everything's on there. On to the next thing. 3 rats done, on to the new trick. More notifications. That's video game notifications. You know, I talk about I don't watch a lot of TV, right? So there's this thing right that revolves around a storyline and a character's life advancing, and it's like real life, but it's a video game, right? And I've gotten into it. It's a GTA role play thing, and it's interesting. And I watch that instead of TV nowadays, because TV just corrupts the brain, in my opinion. Not that it literally corrupts the brain, but it's just no good. Oh, don't worry. Another shout out, sheeptraps.com. If you buy anything on the website, I think I've put in like 2-3 gallons of fish oil and all this stuff. Should be like $40, $50, maybe $100 shipping. On Sheep Traps website, $4 shipping, and this shellfish oil, $15 for 32 ounces, $5 shipping. And I can put multiple gallons of stuff in there, big bottles, lure, well over whatever company charge $40, $50 shipping for. You get it still for $4 shipping from sheeptraps.com. Super cheap shipping, and let me tell you something. Whether she's in Michigan or Iowa, wherever she is on vacation, she will ship the product from there. So even if she's not at the place in Michigan, she will still ship it. And if she doesn't have it in stock, she would drop ship it from someone else to you, and it will come just as fast, right? So, sheeptraps.com, best shipping in the business. 90% of the stuff you can order there under $5 shipping. I think the most I've ever seen on her shipping is $10. Super affordable, and let me tell you something. This is just as strong as all the other shellfish oil, right? It's just not ridiculously expensive. She's in it to promote trap and get kids in it. She's not going to overcharge you.
Yeah. What do you got?
Shameless promotion. Shameless promotion. Shameless promotion.
Sheet trap.
Sheet trap.
Fire it up. Knock him out.
Oh, I forgot this guy. I mean, they're nice. I should show you guys. Well, I'm not showing you this. Pretty, nice, pretty rat. You know, not that bad. Pretty guy. Turn the maybe some juice in this left. There we go. A little bit of juice left. No, pretty face. Ears are not bad. No, there's the ears right there. Pretty pelt. Gonna make a real nice pelt. See, this thing up here is charged, but it ends up dying. Like, have it on, you usually have it on, but now it's dying, so. Oh, quick shout out to you. Gavin, if you martin trap. I know you like the martin trap, right? So you use a lot of skunk. You ever use Dunlap's Soul Taker? If you want to spend the extra money just to get the Soul Taker, $10-20 shipping for just the Soul Taker, She Trap's website, essentially the same thing. It's called Holy Water. $5 shipping and get it for a 1 ounce bottle for $7 for 1 ounce bottle, $5 shipping. 4 ounce bottle, $25, $5 shipping. The shipping's gonna save you a lot of money, buddy. Just buy from her. Essentially same stuff, pure skunk, same base, no problem. You have no problem. So, see, that's double scope. Whatever. But yeah, essentially what I'm saying is you can't beat the shipping on She Traps. Doesn't matter if you have 3 or 4 or 5 gallons of fish oil to get shipped or whatever. The most you're gonna pay in shipping there is $10. Like, she's not ripping you off by having like a $0 to $50, $19.99, $50 to $100, $20.99, and then or whatever, or $20 and then having $100 plus or $200 plus $30 ship or whatever. You know, other staggered shipping shit that people do. The very minimum shipping, you know, actually she's losing money on shipping. Let me just put it this way. She's losing money on shipping products, right? But she's not there to make money on shipping. So in the end, why not buy from her? Because she's gonna give you a really good deal on shipping. And then you're just putting more money in the product. You're not wasting it in shipping. And then you can throw another, like, for her price of her shipping, you can throw in a couple bottles of lure that otherwise from other companies you would pay for in shipping. So you can get more product from her for instead of throwing all that extra money into shipping. Just buy from her. It's worth it. I can't get my words straight. I've been on here so long. Gavin, did I already show you guys the new show? I can't remember. I think I did. I'll show it to you guys again. Okay, new show. Pretty big guy, nice fur. What's wrong with him? I don't even know if I saw that. I'm getting tired. Got a little bite on him. Yeah. The fast part is going to be tapping them out. At least this guy. The slow part's going to be tapping them out because it takes so many taps to go around to get it in a nice shape. What the hell is going on there? This might be a female. Right? Is that a nipple? What is that? No, there's no way. Because it's not even breeding season. How would he have a nipple? They would have a nipple right now. That doesn't even make any sense. It's not breeding season, bro. What? Nah, that's not a nipple. No. It's not breeding season right now. It's not birthing season. There's no way he would have a nipple. So that's not even what I thought that was, but yeah. He's still wet. I don't know if I want to put this guy up tonight. Because if I put him up wet, and I try to dry him wet, the fur's gonna slip, and then I'm gonna have all kinds of problems. And you see, my hands are still glossy because he's wet. And this guy, you're gonna see in the video, was caught by the foot in the trap. And I'll tell you something, I stabilized that trap so well off the video I learned. Remember I preached about learning from your trail camera videos? I stabilized this trap so well. He was caught by the foot, and that stand never moved. Never moved. The stand never moved. I went back there and there was no wiggle in the stand. The stand was solid in the ground. And this guy was caught by the foot. And if it wasn't solid, that trap would have went all over. But guess what? I staked that thing so well, the trap, the stand, and locked up so well, he couldn't even move the whole stand. Oh, I gotta dry this guy. My neck hurts. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to dry this guy enough. I don't know if I'm going to do this tonight. A little gash here from something. I think he got jabbed by a stick. He was sitting there fussing a bit and got jabbed by a stick, but there's really no reason for him to have a cut right there. I don't know, guys. I don't think I'm doing. I'll come back tomorrow and do this guy because you know what? This guy has some monstrous thick hair, really long fur. He was caught today. He will be fined way today. His nutria don't turn as fast as the rats do. I had to get the rats done. That's the rats from yesterday. Some today. I had to get them done. This guy is still wet. I'm worried if I put him up now, he will end up getting like more dry on the first side. I put the first side in, and then the board will get wet, and then the fur will fall out, and it's just not a good combination right now to have this guy put up when he's still wet, and I don't want to put him up. I don't think it'll be a good idea to put this guy up right now because, like I said, I put up a rat earlier this year. Board was wet, and had to throw him away because it's never dried. No matter what I did, it never dried. Salt, borax, sands for 20 days, never dried. I just threw it away. It never worked. Tried my best to rescue it, but I think his teeth all chipped up, but my ears are getting plugged. Ugh. Nah, that ain't no nipple. That's a male body part, I think. That's just weird to me. It looks just like a nipple, but it is not. It is his pee-pee. There we go. That's what that is. Pretty warm. I'll turn the light on here. Try to get it so it doesn't die, but I'll show you guys real quick before I skin him tomorrow. But pretty fur. You know, people hate these things. Absolute trash. They get thrown away in Louisiana. But up north here in Oregon, there's nothing really wrong with this thick fur. And I think, in my opinion, they're going to have a lot thicker fur up here because we're not far from Canada. And you know what? Compared to the south, where it's super hot, they got to have more fur up here to survive. And super thick fur like that, I don't think, it's not a bad thing. I like to pride myself on selling these guys because they have thicker fur than average. And not a bad dude, You'll see the video. I mean, God, probably March. Oh, what is it? March 17th? I don't know. I'm putting out every 3 days, so I'm way up there. But not a bad dude. I'll skin him tomorrow. I'll be back. Probably midday because I have nothing to do during the day. If we go check the trap line, it won't be till around 3 my time. But oh, my ears are absolutely plugged. Yeah, I'll just show you guys right now. Let's see if I can show you this. Flip this around real quick. Take a look at this guy's fur. Look how, but look at the fur on this guy. See how long that is? The fur is absolutely super long down here and super thick. Look at that. Super thick, super long. I don't know how thick they're on the south, but they can't be as thick as up here because it gets pretty cold, right? But that's how long Nutria's hair is. It's absolutely thick, like just super thick. Absolutely pretty. They have that molted or spotted color to them. Pretty cool animals. They have a pretty cool tail, rat-like tail. I should not show that. He took a bite out of his tail, I guess I should say. See, got a bite. Okay, not to show that much. Something happened to his tail, but I think something bit him. He's pretty girl guy, I try not to show blood, but not a bad dude. Their ear color around the ears are pretty cool. That's one thing I really like. And when they swim, their tail's on the surface, so it's a nutrient. They look at that thick fur. Absolutely dynamite to sell. I think it's one of the prettiest furs that has so much coloration. I don't think like beavers, all that stuff. They're nice, they're soft, but look at the coloration. This thing is just absolutely gorgeous, this fur. I don't know why people don't do it, buy them, but look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this beautiful, beautiful fur. I like them. I really like them. Almost more than anything else, just because the molted, the molted look, right? Dark backs, molted sides, right? You have molted sides, then you have like that same kind of brownish, highlighted blonde belly. Absolutely gorgeous animals, I think, but people hate them. They throw them away. They are super invasive. They're from South America. Not supposed to be here, but you know what? If they're here, I'm going to harvest them. I'm going to try to sell them the best I can. The belly fur is clearly not that long, but the back, you flip them over, and that fur is just absolutely long. Look at that. All right, I'm going to leave. I'm going to skin them tomorrow. I've hung out with you guys for 3 hours and 10 minutes. Man, that is a huge bite out of his tail. That tail, let me say something. I'm not going to show it, but that tail is almost completely clean off. Beautiful fur. Thanks for being here. 3 hours, 3 rats. But I had fun hanging out with y'all. Some rants, some raves, and some crazy stuff that's going on in the world. And see you tomorrow. Adios. Thanks for being here.